मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महाराज जी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री राधिका की, वृतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, दाई गौर परिवार की, all glories to the symbol Logos, all glories to the symbol Logos, all glories to the symbol Logos. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Vishnu Krishna Gopi. Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Pujami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatari Chacharine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadhutam Savadutam Parijana Sritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Radha सहगणा ललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमहाकृष्णं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दायिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वांतहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौर आविर्भाव भूमिस्त्वं निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथायते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
क्लासमध्ये कोणी माहिती तुला
भ्य एव च पतितानां
बिल्लेश्वर प्रभू
विष्णवे
कदंबकानन
नमः नमो
श्रीराम
पदाय कृष्ण प्रेम
कमलाकांत माधव सेवा
नाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते जयतां सुरतो पंगोर मम मंद मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्बोजो राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्याद्रन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भि वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षणवेणु स्वनिर्गोपिर् गोपीनाथाय श्रेयस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. So, is it audible in online?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu's and maybe Mata. 5 chapters in this 5 days, Monday to Friday. So first of all, I'm very grateful to you all for allowing me to render this service. You are all my seniors. Bhakti Vedanta, I'm just a junior person of Bhakti Vaibhav course. And special thanks to His Grace Arjuneshwar Prabhu for considering me not worthwhile, but of some use. So it's your greatness. And as such, you all know you're better off. You have been hearing in sequence 10th canto from first chapter with all the Acharya's commentaries. You have given exams. You are all well read, but I'll make my attempt. Basically, we'll be discussing Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, apart from Prabhupada disciples, whatever they have written in the purport. And you can share because you know so much. Anything you know which might not be discussed by me, you are most welcome to take the mic and Lila, and he is more complete, more perfect in his Mathura Lila, and he is most complete, most perfect in his Vrindavan Lila. So this time we'll see Krishna in his perfection. Last time I was fortunate. Again, there was Mathura Lila, so that is more perfect Krishna. And one Vrindavan Lila was there. 35th chapter was remaining, I think. So, Jugal Gita. So that way, I was fortunate to complete all three aspects of Krishna, means touch upon bit here and there. So we have studied up to 60th chapter, which is Krishna teaches Rukmini. So we'll begin with the 61st chapter, which is Lord Balram slays Rukmi. On next Monday, today is Monday, after 7 days, we have 19th Balram Purnima. So we are fortunate to be able to discuss at least two pastimes of Lord Balram at length, thoroughly. Thoroughly means according to our level. This chapter, Lord Balram slays Rukmi, and also Balramji's visit to Vrindavan. So we'll again enter in Vrindavan also. Though Krishna will not enter, but he will enter. One of the acharyas, I think, I'm not sure whether Sridhar Swami or Vishwanath Thakur says that when Balramji saw gopis are very much morose, feeling separation from Krishna. So in relating to them, Krishna only manifested in Balram. And though Balram spoke, it is like Krishna only speaking to gopis. So we'll have Krishna also in Vrindavan, in Bhava Vesh or whatever empowerment. So that we are fortunate in our this discussion also. So chapter 61st, in which what it discusses sons and grandsons of Krishna, that is the beginning, and Balram's killing of Rukmi at the dice game during the marriage of Aniruddha.
I had asked Arjuneshwar Prabhu to ask you all to every day, maybe 3 devotees or whatever, would present Sanatan Goswami's commentary. It should come read, and at the end or at the end of the chapter, 3 of you could present one after other. Let's say 10 shlokas per head or something like that. And that way, we'll hear from you than just reading from the text. That would be more appealing. In case you have not prepared today, no problem. Tomorrow you come prepared. He had informed all the devotees. Filled up. Filled up what? Achha. Whether Excel sheet is filled or not, but here you can fill the class with your explanation. Okay. So I believe, I don't know how will we discuss. Let's see how it goes. But we could read the shlokas also, which I generally avoid, because unless the shlokas are very important, because of lack of time. But here this is on very high level, pastimes of the Lord. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. Lord's name, his form, his qualities and pastime. So more or less, here pastimes are only described. So that means we are reaching the highest level. Though Acharyas have said holy name contains everything. In the holy name of the Lord, Lord's form is also there, Lord's qualities are also there, and Lord's pastimes are also there. As we chant very nicely, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Step by step, this unfold. In fact, offenseless chanting means when you chant Hare Krishna, Radha and Krishna should automatically manifest in their divine form in front of the eyes of our mind. Prabhupada in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita 8th verse, purport says that when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency dance on the tongue of the chanter. So just see, we get free show by the topmost performers. Radha and Krishna are the topmost dancers in the creation, and they are dancing locally only on our tongue. So free show. In case you see I can't see on my tongue, then you go in front of the mirror and chant Hare Krishna and see in the reflection of on your tongue, you'll find Radha and Krishna dancing. And in case you still don't find any Radha Krishna there, that means you know you have not chanted properly. So you need to do the homework properly. So, name, form, qualities, and pastimes. As such, they are all connected. Everything is there along with the pastime. In the pastime, there are qualities also of the Lord, which will be revealed there. And his form is also described, and his name is also there. But still, it is on very high level, pastimes. And that to 10th canto, the lotus face of the Lord, directly, ideally. Just previous week, I was fortunate to cover Bhakti Vaibhav, 16, 17, 18, 19 chapter, first canto. So there we could discuss a lot, because Parikshit Maharaj, how he took up the curse, how he chastised Kali, and how Shukdev Goswami appears and all that. So that was very easy, because a lot of lesson Prabhupada's long purports for all most of the shlokas. But here, many places Acharyas have not given any, neither Prabhupada disciples nor Acharyas have given any commentary on that verse, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So where it is given, okay, but otherwise just storyline only follows, and we just have to read it for our purification. So we will recite the shlokas. You can repeat after me. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ekaikashastha Krishnasya Putran Dasha Dasha Balaha Ajijan Avanavan Pitru Ajijanan Avamanan Pituhu Sarvatma Sampada. Shukdev Goswami said, each of Lord Krishna's wives gave birth to 10 sons, who were not less than their father, having all his personal opulence. Krishna had 16,108 wives. So from each wife he had 10 sons and also one daughter. So the sons become 1 lakh. How many? 61,080. Correct? So anyway, 1.5 lakhs plus. Huge number. I was thinking because of contemplating, because of your awarding me this service. Last 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, I read all 5 chapters with Vishnu Chakradhaku's commentary. So the thought was coming to my mind, and so twice it came, that these children were so fortunate. Generally, we say, no, the defects of nuclear family, those children, boy or girl, they don't get the association of their equal, senior, junior, other cousin, brothers, sisters, which maybe many of us got it. Like I have 15 to 16 around cousin brothers from my mother's side, and similarly, like some 16 to 18 from my father's side. So we were exposed to such huge family. Means in comparison to these boys and girls, it is less only, but still the children of Krishna were so fortunate. That was like a huge family. Though in one sense they were step brothers and step sisters, because Krishna had so many wives. But that feeling was never there because they were all devotees only, eternal associates of the Lord. To be born as the child of Krishna is no what you call. It's a great fortune. They are eternal associates. So that is very nice. But how Krishna manage, only Supreme Personal Godhead only can manage so many wives and so many children. And they were all very happy, ecstatic. They were proud of their being the children of Krishna, proud in the positive sense. So opulence here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, means power and qualities. They were equally powerful as the Lord, and they had qualities like him. Okay. If you have anything to add, you please raise your hand and you could add also. Take the microphone. Only I don't know how to move it all the yeah.
Miss 10 son and one daughter, no?
That's what I came across. It is there somewhere. Second verse. Grihadanapagam viksha Rajaputryochutam stitam Preshtham nyamansat swam swam tat tat tva vivadah tat. What is that? Nat na is remaining. Okay. Nat tat tatva vid striyaha. Because each of these princesses saw that Lord Achyuta never left her palace, each thought herself the Lord's favorite. These women did not understand the full truth about him. In one sense, nobody can understand. Evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham puna janma naiti mameti. So Arjuna. That Krishna's birth and activities are transcendental. Nobody can understand, even Krishna included. That's why he also comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to understand some things about him which are not clear to him also. What is it in me that Radharani relishes so much in the rendering service to me? How she is happier than me, though she is only rendering service and I am receiving the service. So anyway, Krishna's Yog Maya, by Krishna's inconceivable Yog Maya, these women did not understand the full truth about him. And that truth is explained in the next verse. He says about how he creates the good fortune of all his beloved devotees. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur notes that Lord Krishna would leave the palaces only with the permission of his wives, and thus each one considered herself his favorite. I believe it might have gone earlier, you might have discussed it, heard it, that early morning when the cock would, what do you call, produce the sound, Krishna would get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, Brahma Muhurta time, take bath, and perform Yagya, Dan, Tapa. 16,108 Krishnas are there, expanded for each one of his wives. And they would be upset with the cocks producing sound because Krishna, who was in their embrace, would be separating from himself from them. So they were upset. But then Krishna would show how an ideal grihastha, householder, behave. He would meditate on himself, or he would give yagya, he would perform yagya, or he would give dan, He would be worshipping Brahmanas, different places. As Narad Muni, I think maybe that is later. Narad Muni, when he visits, he sees in each palace Krishna is doing different thing. And amazingly, everywhere Krishna would receive Narad Muni as if first time he is seeing him. He just saw him in the earlier palace and earlier so many palaces, but still Krishna never. That's how it shows that with Krishna you will never find anything boring. He himself never gets bored. He's all ecstatic, and that's why anybody who worships Krishna, serves Krishna, is devoted to Krishna. He cannot be feeling what you call monotonous boredom. This is impossible. If a devotee is performing devotional service properly, he cannot be feeling lonely, left out, and boring. No question, because Krishna never feels like that. In Leela, it may appear sometimes something like that, but that is just a Leela. Krishna is amazing. So Narad Muni was surprised how Krishna is receiving him with so much of enthusiasm every time. Just imagine if you have to receive the same guest. Somehow the guest went and you gave nice farewell and you are very happy. Means very happy means after 10 days Prabhu left or something like that. And then after 2 minutes only he comes back. And you'll say, what happened? Did you miss the sumo? We'll arrange another sumo. If you miss the flight, we'll book the next flight like that. But Krishna never has that kind of thing. With Krishna means Nitya Nava Navayaman, always fresh, always enthusiastic. Just like children are, because children are very innocent, they're always fresh, on full of energy, enthusiasm. So Krishna is the epitome of child's innocence. There's nobody in the creation as innocent as Krishna. So that's why he is never bored, he's never hackneyed or all that stuff. He's enthusiastic, he's ecstatic. So that's why we have to chant Krishna's holy name properly to be feeling ecstatic at all moments. Pratipadam Purna Amruta Aswadanam. I was reading recently Shri Bhajan Rahasya. So there Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that these 8 verses of Sri Chaitanya Shikshastra given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, they represent Ado Shraddha, means Shraddha to love, Krishna Prem, 9 stages. So first one talks about faith, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, which is, we all know, is the seven-tongued flame of the fire of Sankirtan. So 7 benefits of chanting the holy name. Each benefit is like one tongue of the flame. Flame, when we have fire, it goes like flame, like this. So each one is like one flame. So 7-tongued flame of the fire of Sankirtan. So this is faith. If we have faith, we will be fully convinced of these 7 benefits of chanting the holy name. We might not be able to experience, but we'll have full faith. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Cheto Darpana Majanam, the mirror of my heart will be cleansed. Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. All the troubles that one faces because of being in this forest fire of material existence of repeated birth and death, that would be all extinguished. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. The white lotus of fortune will spread its soothing moon rays. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Vidya, the consort of the Lord, will come in one's life, in one's heart, and then one will be feeling so much happiness. Anandambudhi Vardhanam, the ocean of bliss will be ever on increase. Pratipadam Purnamrita Aswadana, I experience nectar. And Sarvatma Snapnam, the soul will feel completely bathed in the transcendence of the Lord through his holy name. So one who has faith in all these 7 effects or 7 benefits of chanting holy name, he is a faithful devotee, Shraddhavan Jan, Haya Bhakti Adhikari, and Krame Krame Seho Bhakta, Uttam, he will become Uttam also. So that is faith. Second is about association. So there he says association means what? At least in the association of devotees, we will feel, Durdaivam Idrusham Iha Jani na Anuragaha. Oh, I am so unfortunate. Though Krishna has invested all his potencies and in each one of his name, I am such a fallen, lowly fellow that I don't have any attraction for any of these names only. So this will happen only when we are chanting with devotees. If you are doing Nirjan Bhajan alone chanting, we might as well develop a pride that I am such a big fellow, I am chanting and this and that. Maya can delude in seclusion particularly. But in the association of devotees, this particular realization will definitely come. That I'm so unfortunate. See this devotee, how nicely chant. Oh, he is this, he's so ecstatic. This devotee is so humble and he's standing and chanting. And that devotee walking and chanting. And the other devotee is sprinkling water. How much is enthusiastic to chant though facing so much difficulty? And look at me, I am just pretending to be a some kind of chanter. So that is association, sadhu sang. And third is bhajan kriya. That means the third verse. Trunadapi shunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena. So that means one should be humbler than blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, always respecting others, never expecting anything in the return, means any respect in the return. So if we are following these four things, that only means our bhajan is uttam, of top quality. If we are not so humble, means somewhere we fail. And life is a very nice thing. In life, especially dealing with devotees, we can see how I fail in humility. Forget about being humbler than a blade of grass. In general, normal, simple humility also I don't have. At least that relation will come in the heart of a sincere sadhaka. And tolerant. So many provoking situations will be there around. Nature is one thing, adi daivik klesh, but more than that, adi bhautik klesh, the provocation offered by other living entities, and more so by devotees. Maybe for us, the most so through brahmacharis in the ashram, our own friends, maybe batchmates of Bhakti Vedanta. No offense to anyone. So, but basically, whomever we are close to, that is the person where our maximum tolerance will be exhibited. I cannot exhibit my tolerance toward Mr. James Brandy in London, whom I don't even know. I don't even know whether he exists or not. Maybe he exists. So there is no question of tolerance. Tolerance is here, people. So that is second. And third is amanina, not expecting any respect. So much of false ego, so much of false pride. So we expect a lot of respect from others. Like yesterday only one young devotee was telling me, PDC devotee, earlier, whatever. So he was telling me that so much pride is there, that I know so much. I said, what you know? Everything we know is by the mercy of Prabhupada. Other, what did we know? Our acharyas. What did we know? And now also we don't know so many things. I know many times they would say, I never heard this before. Means what? You are not all read. You have not heard everything. That's why you'll always get that feeling till the last, maybe at the deathbed also, we'll get this feeling, we'll get this realization. Oh, this I did not know only. While dying, maybe undergoing a lot of pain, some kind of what you call confusion, and some devotee equal to us or senior may come and speak some words, and you, oh really? This is how one can conquer over death. I never knew this. I never heard this. So this will be on deathbed, just before breathing our last. So one should never think I know everything. That I know everything is a dangerous syndrome. And that's where brahmacharya life ends. Because brahmachari, as Prabhupada always translated, is student life. Vidyarthi, vidyayam arthayate iti vidyarthi. Well, that means one always wants to know. Because there are so many things to be known. Nobody can be all-knowing, Krishna himself included. In rasa, tattva-wise, Krishna knows everything. He is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. That is true. But in rasa, he doesn't know, that we discuss. How Radharani is experiencing more pleasure and happiness. So he also has to find it out. He has to know it. He has to inquire it from Ramananda Rai. He has to inquire it from others also, Sanatan Goswami and others. So that is the beauty. So that is amanina and manadina. Always respect others. That 4.35 says that if only you approach a self-realized spiritual master with pranipat, pariprashna, seva, submission, inquiry, and service, then 4.35 says yadgyatva punarmoham. That then one will not be deluded by Maya, and then one will know that all living entities are mine, and they are my parts and parcels. They are in me. So all are to be respected, not just human beings, but trees, plants, aquatics, everyone. Every living entity should be respected. And for that matter, the 88 opulences given in Bhagavad Gita also reveal even the matter is also manifestation of Krishna's some opulence. Shabdakhe. Though human beings are also there. Paurusham, Drushu, Balam, Balavatam, Chaham, Buddhir, Buddhimatam. But Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. Test of water is because of Krishna. So thus we can even respect all the matter also. Sarvam khaluidam Brahma. Everything is spiritual. In fact, everything is in the navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu only. All the 14 planet system. And it is not that whole stem with the lotus is inserted in the navel of Lord Vishnu. It is sprouting from his navel only. It is not something outside which is inserted inside his navel. It is growing from his navel only. So it is part of his body only. So his body is spiritual. So there's everything is spiritual. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. So if we only do pranipat, paripashna and seva, then it is very easy to do manadena, to respect everyone. But if that is not done properly or sufficiently, then we'll have difficulty in respecting others and we'll all the time be expecting respect from others. So that is bhajana kriya, third one, third verse. And fourth is the anartha nivrutti. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitam va jagadisha kame. Dhanam, janam, sundarim, these are the anarthas. So one doesn't want them for his own sense gratification. If at all that comes, that can be engaged in Krishna's service. That means anarthas are not there. That anartha becomes artha, dhanam, janam, sundarim, and pravrutti, engaging it in Krishna's service. Because it's not anartha. But when I try to enjoy it for myself, then it becomes anartha for sure. That if one forgets Krishna, then the item will become agent of Maya. That anartho pashamam sakshat Tivamadakshaje. Locus Sajana, not that, before that, before or after. He saw Maya and Krishna simultaneously. But Maya was Mayam Chatat Apashrayam. That Maya had taken shelter of Krishna. Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Vyavasito Hi Saha Apashutpan. Mayam tad apashrayam. So Maya is sheltered at Krishna and she is meant for Krishna. She is Maya Dakshana Prakriti. Let me engage her in Krishna's service. Basically, no attraction for Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim for one's own sense gratification. So that is Anartha Nivrutti. And then Nishtha, Kripaya Tadapada Pankaja, Sthita Dhuli Sadrusham Vichintaya. One is firmly fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So that was in connection with what was there here. We were at second verse. And then he talks about this Nayanam Galad Ashru Dharaya are the external symptoms of perfection. And internal symptom is Yugaitam Nimishana, feeling separation. So this will be internal. Every individual sadhaka will feel if he has reached internal level of perfection. External perfection will be through Nayanam Galad Ashru Dharaya. Tears, torrential tears coming through eyes, and body trembling and hair standing on end. These are external symptoms of perfection. Internal are that seventh verse. And last is verse complete perfection. Ashlisha padaratam pinashtumam. That no matter how Krishna behaves with me, I don't mind. He is having all freedom. He can do anything. He can crush me. He can whatever. That kind of complete freedom given to Krishna. Not feeling that oneself to be one's own, but thinking that I belong to Krishna. So we know that Krishna, 16,108 Krishna then would come out of the respective palace of each and every wife, queen, and he would give farewell. They would give farewell to him, and Hare Krishna. And then Krishna would become one. 16,108 Krishnas would become one Krishna. Then he would board the chariot driven by Daruka, who would drive him to Dwarka, the Sudharma assembly. And that's where Krishna, something like 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. as ideal Grahastha, shows how one should be doing one's duties. And there he would do all the hearing, this, that, so many things. And then 5 o'clock, again he would board, coming out of Sudharma assembly, he would board the chariot. Then he would come back outside the palaces. Then again he would expand into 16,108 Krishnas, and each one would enter in each palace. And every queen thinks that I am so fortunate and I am so amazing that Krishna loves me only. Forgetting all other 16,107 wives. He's all the time, every day is coming to me only. According to materialistic calculation, every wife should get him after 16,107 days only, supposing that Krishna spends one day with each wife. But she's feeling, no, he's all the time available. So that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness and Krishna, that he can make everyone feel that he is with them or with him, with her, like that. Here also deity, when we are looking at deity, though we are, somebody is at extreme right of Krishna, outside that, what you call, semicircular barricade or whatever. So, and somebody on extreme left, somebody is in the middle, somebody is behind. Everybody feels he's looking at me only. Nobody feels that I am neglected. That's amazing vision of the deity also. In front of the deity, who is non-different from Krishna, we can get that realization. That no, you stand anywhere and you see, you will feel Krishna is looking at you. You will not feel that Krishna is neglecting me. That's the beauty. So Krishna could give that feeling to each one of his wives. That Lord Krishna would leave the palaces only with the permission of his wives, and thus each one considered herself his favorite. So no need. That's how there cannot be any envy in spiritual life, because everybody feels Krishna is for me. He's available for me. He's my guide. Nobody feels that, oh, he is with you. So sometimes even counselors feel some kind of partiality or that ill feeling. A counselor is all the time giving time to this fellow only, or so much time to him. And to me, he hardly talks or hardly cares or all that stuff. So because the counselor can become humble and take more shelter of Krishna, and by Krishna's empowerment, even counselor can also have the potency to be able to please whatever the X number of N number of counselors. Yes.
Sometimes Krishna leaves one devotee and goes to other.
Hmm. That is rasa.
So why he can't
That is Yog Maya, Lila Shakti, acting in that way. And that's how the pastime becomes colorful. Here there is one kind of rasa, there is another kind of rasa there. So somewhere separation also should be felt. So Krishna, as
that
per the
love,
need.
that is a love in separation, and here love in union.
Yes. And in the separation, they will feel his presence more. That's how Krishna did not return only to Vrindavan for 44 years, according to Jiva Goswami in Sri Gopal Champu. And though Mathura Vrindavan were so nearby, he could easily come. One can go walking, as I think Maharaj is also telling. The Vrindavan Vasi, they would go to Mathura walking for selling their products, curd, etc. So Krishna, who is Dwarkadish, why couldn't he come on chariot? Gold and silver, any kind of chariot. No, that they should feel him. He's there in Bhava Rupa, Swarup in Vrindavan, but physically he did not come till 44 years. Okay, so this is third now. चार्वब्जकोशवदनायत बाहुनेत्र सप्रेमहासरसवीक्षितवल्गुजल्पैः सम्मोहिता भगवतो न मनो विजेतुम् स्वैर्विभ्रमैः समकषन् वनिता विभुम्नः. The Supreme Lord's wives were fully enchanted by his lovely lotus-like face, his long arms and large eyes, his loving glances imbued with laughter, and his charming talks with them. But with all their charms, these ladies could not conquer the mind of the all-powerful Lord. Purport: the previous verse stated that Lord Krishna's queens could not understand the truth of the Lord. This truth is explained in the present verse. The Lord is all-powerful, full in himself, with infinite opulence. So they could not conquer him in sense his mind. In the Vishwan Shakti Thakur's commentary, he says Krishna's wives, who were controlled just by his spectacular beauty, had two types of conjugal affection: Premamaya, full of love, and Kamamaya, full of lust. Two verses, third and fourth, describe how they could not bring Krishna under their control with their Kamamaya affection. The queens were totally enchanted by Krishna's face, which was as charming as the whirl of a lotus, his long arms, elongated eyes, loving smile, and his charming conversations. But none of the queens, even with all their seductive beauty, could conquer Krishna's mind. The reason for this is stated by the word Vibhumnaha, which means that by his very nature, Krishna, and not them, is the most perfectly desirable object. So mundane
આ સુંદર શ્યામનું લેક્ચર છે તને સાંભળવું હોય તો વોલ્યુમ થોડો લો જ રાખ્યું છે મેં.
in material life, generally husband will be charmed by wife's beauty, and she will be the object of his attraction and all that. But here it is, as he's saying, by his very nature, Krishna and not them is the most perfectly desirable object. Krishna is the Vastav Vastu. In Tattva Rasa, always Krishna is amazing. So that's why they desired him. And they could not, with their Kama Maya, they could not control him. That's just not possible. Krishna is Atmaram in Tattva. And in the Rasa, he is, what do you call? That is that word? Not Aptakam. But he hankers for the love of his devotees. Hmm. Though his desires are fulfilled just by his desire only, whatever desire he has. But in Rasa, he feels unfulfillment. He feels lacking. He desires that Krishna, a devotee should satisfy me. So to be with Krishna, such beauty is described here. Even in this world, if you see some photo of some beautiful woman or a boy or man, it is so attractive. Many times we may feel like looking at the picture again and again. And what to speak if it is a moving scene on screen, something like that. So Maya is also very charming, being empowered, external potency, but after all potency of Krishna only. So charming that what is that? Munerapi, some verse is there. Harerman, na? That where I don't know where it is, but somewhere it is there. That even a Muni, for that matter, somebody who sense controlled, his mind also could be distracted. Well, there are so many other verses in Bhagavad Gita anyway that यतोतो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इंद्रियाणि प्रमाथिनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः. And this is in general tattvic, but little higher level also. There are so many examples of so many people getting carried away by the display, pompous display of the external potency of the Lord. So here, not external potency, internal potency, not internal potency, the source of internal potency, source of internal and external potency, Krishna. Mm. So what must be the charming beauty, and how fortunate were these Matajis that they were getting that. Each one of this is enough. His lovely lotus-like face is enough. We are discussing that in 10th canto. You see how expansive, unlimited is the beauty of his face. That is the entire 10th canto. 90 chapters. This is only the beauty of Krishna's lotus face only. How charming it is. So they were having that personified Krishna. So how much they must be relishing, we cannot imagine. And in one sense, we are not qualified because we don't have that much devotion. Their devotion is unlimited. Yes.
So they are not having material bodies, they are having the spiritual bodies. So the attraction is premamaya, not kamamaya. So kamamaya does not exist only here, correct? So then this verse says that Krishna is not affected by them. What does it mean?
That means they may think that with my beauty I can attract my husband. So that is not the case.
But again, beauty is spiritual, na?
Beauty is spiritual, but still like that Gopya Kama, our acharyas have told, no? That we cannot understand prem directly like that. So when it is word calm is used, then it is
So
understandable.
Krishna is not even attracted by spiritual beauty.
That is also true. 15th chapter, 3rd canto says, no, that Lakshmis are so beautiful, but he's not charmed by that. But then when they render service, then he gets attracted. Because that service is part and parcel of Srimati Radharani. As we always know, that we are, as souls, we are parts and parcels of Krishna. And the devotion that we carry is part and parcel of Srimati Radharani. So anywhere devotional service is there, that is the manifestation of Srimati Radharani in small, big, whatever degree. So when they render service, they become very attractive to all attractive Krishna. So with just one's beauty, physical beauty, one will not be able to attract Krishna. So that is the point made, as I understand. But if somebody has better or some other understanding, you can explain also.
Like means we understand matter means unconscious, spirit means conscious, and conscious of Krishna. So anything made up of the spirit is always conscious of Krishna, who are in spiritual world. So Krishna not getting attracted towards beauty means it's already conscious of Krishna, how Krishna likes. So then that is beautiful according to the Krishna's liking. Like flower is beautiful.
That is a flower.
Anything beautiful becomes beautiful like Krishna's wants. Okay. So then Krishna is not getting attracted this to understand.
In Krishna's Leela Shakti, the Matajis, these queens will feel that I am so beautiful. That's why I can attract him. So that has to be removed. So then he doesn't get attracted that way. But he gets attracted to devotion anyway. So that's why Acharyas have to explain like that Kamamaya and Premamaya. Because we sadhakas, we definitely will try to attract Krishna through Kamamai. We will think, I am such a great devotee, I distribute so many books, I collect so much fund, and I am the best brahmachari, I am the whatever, best preacher, I know so many shlokas, I know this, that. So this is Kamamai, this won't be so appealing to Krishna. That way there are so many better. These queens are far better than all of us. They must be the best cooks, and beauty is there, what not is there with them. They are also, because they are with Krishna all the time, so they will have knowledge, they will have strength, they will have fame, they have all the six opulences. Devotees have that because of being with Krishna. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, and qualities of the person we associate with come in the person. But that won't be. If we think, if we try to make ourselves in center and think that this will be attractive to Krishna, that won't, that will never. So that's why one has to, it has to be spiritual only. That means humbly one can think that it is Krishna's greatness that despite my possessing no qualities, he still is attracted to me, in the sense he is giving me some recognition in Vaishnava community, or all that stuff. Hmm.
In that VCT, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comment says, one cannot say that the queens are material if sometimes their love-filled glances do not bring Lord under control. Because all the queens belong to the Chit Shakti, and none of their glances or smiles can ever be material. Nor should one say that the Lord is controlled by the general Chit Shakti arising from his Swarupa. He is actually controlled by Prema alone, which is a special function of Chit Shakti. From this conclusion, there are no more objections. Means all are Chit Shakti only, but Prema is a special feature of Chit Shakti, which attracts Lord, or which in that sense.
Yes. Fourth. Yeah.
Object of discussion. And acharyas are very clearly telling what is happening. So just I am reading before part of what he read, the conclusion that there is a gradation of prema, and in higher prema he is reciprocating. It appears like so. He is writing before that that though they were best of women, they could not disturb his senses with their beautiful smiles and glances, endowed with deception, uhakai, to bring them under control. So this is one side where endowed with deception, he is not under control. However, if those glances were endowed with prema, then they could disturb his senses. Because they did possess the proper type of love. Their glances and smiles were certainly endowed with prema, though it was conjugal prema. So he is giving the difference actually.
Yes, that we see in the 16th chapter also. Mother Earth saying, what is that? Smita Valgu Jalpai, Madhumani Ninam. Kava Saheta Viraham Purushottamasya Premavalokaruchira Smitavalgu Jalpai Stairyam Samanamaharan Madhumani Ninam Romotsavo Mamadangri Vitankitayaha. So there also she is saying same thing, that Satyabhama and others, they could control Krishna by all that. So it has to be basically their calm is that amazing, that is different only, that is for rasa only. But for us in tattva only there is a defect, and we think by our greatness we will be able to attract Krishna. Krishna is not going to get charmed by that. It has to be love only, pure love, unadulterated love. That only will be attractive to the all attractive. So for us it is more appealing than them. For them it is rasa only. The Krishna who is all rasik, rasik Shekhar, he enjoys these different things. So for them there is no defect there. There's all, that is land of free of contamination. So all only rasas only exchange in all different ways, and that's it. But for us it makes all the more sense. No understanding that I will not be attractive to Krishna. Deception can be. Yeah. Gradation is there. Radharani will be the topmost, no? So, but still there also we find that Krishna missing from her also. Leaving all gopis aside, he took Radharani. But for our sake, again, he wants to show that he left her also, like that. So nobody should be proud of his mundane acquisitions. Anyway, there is no contamination there. Again, we need to clarify. Okay, the fourth one. Smayavaloka Smayavalokakalavadarshita bhavahari Bhumandala prahita saurata mantra shaundehe Patnyastu shodasha sahasra ananga baner Yasendriyam vimatitum karanair nashekuhu. So this verse is talking how Krishna is Dhir. The arched eyebrows of these 16,000 queens enchantingly express those ladies' secret intention through coyly smiling sidelong glances. Thus their eyebrows boldly send forth conjugal messages. Yet even with these arrows of Cupid and with other means as well, they could not agitate Lord Krishna's senses. In commentary, Vishwanath Thakur writes, this verse describes their lusty allurements. Even 16,000 wives could not agitate Krishna's senses with the cupid arrows of their eyes. What type of arrows were they? They were arrows of sweet smiles, showing their conjugal intentions through sidelong glances, and lusty messages sent by the movements of their attractive eyebrows. They boldly, shaundahi, pragalbhaihi, expressed their desires to Krishna by this and other ways described in the Kama Sutra. So Krishna is Dhira. Dhira Lalita, Dhira Shanta. Those four characteristics. Then Prashant, Dhir Shant, Dhir Lalita, Dhirodatta. So always Dhir only. Dhir is a constant word. Whether Shant, Prashant, Lalita or Udatta. He is Dhir only. In Tattva, nobody can shake Krishna. Asheku. He cannot be agitated by anything. But in Rasa, that is what is the beauty of spiritual life. Krishna feels dependency. That someday somebody was telling, no? I don't know, I read it. Maybe in that first canto section we discussed. So there, Lord Narayan reciprocates with his devotees only in 2.5 rasas. Whereas Krishna in all rasas, with all his different varieties of devotees. And everybody knows that Narayan is not dependent on me anyway. But okay, chalo, Shantadasya ras, we can do something. But here Krishna makes others feel that he needs. Mother Yashoda feels I need to feed him. Maybe that in that living name we read, somewhere it was there, that he needs my milk, he needs to be cared by me. Similarly, gopis also feel, everybody feels that Krishna depends on me, he is dependent. So that feeling only Krishna can give. And that's how there is rasa in spiritual practices. That one feels, yes, I should render service because Krishna becomes pleased. Otherwise, Narayan, that will be, he is Atmara anyway, isn't it? Like sometimes you might have felt hesitation to gift something to some senior devotee. We feel, he has everything. What can we gift? Some kind of hesitation. But very young devotee will always gift him and he will be happy with very small gift also. What to speak of a big gift. So Krishna is so amazing. He only can reciprocate with all jivas in all rasas, whatever they appreciate. Okay, fifth. Itham ramapatim avapyapatim striyasta ब्रह्मादयोऽपि न विदुः पदवीं यदीयाम् भेजुर्मुदा विरतमेधिततयानुराग हासावलोकनवसङ्गम लालसाद्यम्. Thus these women obtained as their husband the master of the goddess of fortune. Although even great demigods like Brahma do not know how to approach him. With ever increasing pleasure, they felt loving attraction for him, exchanged smiling glances with him, eagerly anticipated associating with him in ever fresh intimacy, and enjoyed in many other ways. Chakravarti Bhatt says this verse describes the intense conjugal attraction the queens felt for Krishna. By showing their smiling glances full of premamay affection, anurag, they enjoyed many ever new and intimate physical exchanges, navasangam, with Krishna, which were filled with great hankering because they could not be completely satisfied. Thus, it should be understood that Krishna is controlled by the premamaya, pure loving dealings of his wives, as seen in his pastime of stilling the parijat tree, and also from his own words. Tathaham apitachitto nidram nachal labhe nishi. I cannot sleep at night because of thinking of Rukmini. That is Bhagavatam 10th canto, 53rd chapter, 3rd, 2nd verse. Shukdev Goswami said, Ikshito antah pura strinam swavrida prema vikshitai. Being enchanted by their, why that means wife's shy, loving glances, Krishna found it difficult to leave their palaces. 10:70:16. Also, it is said, Reme Striratna Kutastho Bhagavan Prakruto Yatha. Living amongst the jewel among women, Krishna played like an ordinary person. 1:11:35. Palaces of the queens. Yeah. Yeah, this is Ananga, na? This is transcendental Cupid. Krishna only. Hmm. No, that Cupid, what can he do? He's वो मदन टेर पे ही मदन ढेर हो गया है. You know, when he came to attract Krishna in Vrindavan near our Krishna Balram temple, means that time Krishna Balram temple was not there. So he came and he has this bow made up of sugar cane, and he put his first arrow. And for shooting at someone, you have to see na him. So he looked at Krishna because he has to shoot at Krishna. Just by seeing the lotus face of Krishna, he got attracted and he collapsed on the ground. Madan tear pe Madan dher ho gaya. So that Madan has no. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Visheshisham. Millions of Kandarpa. Each Kandarpa of each universe, like that Ananta Koti Brahmanda. So Ananta Koti Kandarpas are attracted to Krishna. He can attract them all simultaneously at every moment. That is the power. So that Cupid has no entrance only in Krishna's pastime. This is transcendental Cupid. We chant na Gayatri Mantra. So that Krishna is also Ananga. Sixth.
An inferior, you should not.
I don't know how to say, but in one simple, like the arrow of Cupid Tattva cannot pierce him, but arrow of Rasik Cupid can attract him. Tattva wise, nobody can attract Krishna, he's Atmaram. But Rasa wise, he gets attracted by, charmed by the love of his devotees. Yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uparutam ashnami. He's not hungry at all. He can eat all the Brahmanda, everything is within his stomach only. So where is the question of hunger for him in that sense, in Tattva? But in the Rasa, he is hungry for the love of his devotees.
But the Cupid described is also an expression of bhakti only here. So
This is all transcendental, na? So mundane has no entrance only there.
Entrance. So it's a what do we say it in the sense?
That only our Rasik Asharya like Rupa Goswami or Vishnu Chakra Thakur should say. So elsewhere they might have explained it. Here though not much, but I'm not sure where. Maybe all 10 cantos should be read. You all must have gone through first at least 40 chapters Vrindavan pastimes. Some description might have been given by Vishnu Chakra Thakur. Hamad Gopis, na? That is the topmost, na? So there must be some description, na? I have not read that all, so I'm not sure. But I can tell you in simple language, Tattvik Cupid cannot attract Krishna because Krishna is Atmaram. But Rasik Cupid, that is both are Krishna's manifestations only. They cannot, he can attract Rasik Cupid. Okay. Sixth. I don't know whether to read the shlokas or not now, but maybe we'll read. Let's see. Pratyudgamasana varahana padashaucha ताम्बूलविश्रमणवीजनगन्धमाल्यै केशप्रसारशयनस्नपनोपहार्यै दासीशता अपि विभोर्विदधु स्म दास्यम्. Although the Supreme Lord's queens each had hundreds of maidservants, they chose to personally serve the Lord by approaching him humbly, offering him a seat, worshipping him with excellent paraphernalia, bathing and massaging his feet, giving him pan to chew, fanning him, anointing him with fragrant sandalwood paste, adorning him with flower garlands, dressing his hair, arranging his bed, bathing him, and presenting him with various gifts. In the Here, Sridhar Swami explains that Shukdev Goswami is eager to describe this glorious pastime of the Lord with his queens, that he has repeated these verses. If you see, that is text 5 of all. So 44.5, if you see, it is more or less the same thing only that you all must have studied earlier. 55th, 44th chapter in that 5th verse, and 6th verse or 59th chapter in this canto, and text 6 in identical with the text 45 of that chapter. Text 5 of this chapter only is almost identical with text 44 of the 59th chapter. Anyway, so almost the same, just last word little bit differs it seems, which will have similar meaning. Srila Vishnu Chakti Thakur explains that the term Vararhana, excellent offerings, indicates that the queens offered the Lord palmfuls of flowers, Pushpanjali, and palmfuls of jewels, Ratnanjali. So we can only offer Pushpanjali, but they were rich. They could have offered Ratnanjali also. And it's true. Krishna deserves all these Ratnas, lotus feet. Everything is insignificant in comparison to Krishna. But everything becomes significant by offering the same thing to Krishna's lotus feet. So they are having Ratnanjali also. And this is how we can learn here how we should serve great souls personally. Here the queens had that fortune of serving Krishna's Vapu physically. Likewise, we should also take pleasure in serving great souls physically. We could become personal servants to Prabhupada disciples in GBC meeting or some other forums, wherever possible, or some way, small way, because the personal service has the charm and that makes it everything personal. And then the chanting can become very personal, our spiritual life. Once I was, after that Vada camp, Brahmachari camp, I had a flight from Bombay airport. So then I went there and I went to washroom, and there I found some brahmachari in saffron. I was surprised. Hari, who is that? Then I saw Krishnanand Prabhu. I said, Hari Bo. So he was going somewhere. I was going to Hyderabad. He was going to somewhere. So then I was very happy. So Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Then he had his bag, some kind of bag, handbag. So I immediately said, Prabhu, can I take it? Though I had my own backpack, but I took that also. Then there was a trolley there. He said, you can keep it on this. You don't have to carry so much. So then I kept it on the trolley and pushed it till the trolley was allowed. And then again I picked it up, and then we had a seat there. We both sat. Then after some discussion, then he said, what about your prasad? I said, I'm carrying. He said, I'm also carrying. Can we take now? I said, yes, we'll take. So then I said, you take, I will serve you. My flight is later. So then he said, okay. Then I was serving him his prasad. Then he said, which sabji do you have? So I said, I don't remember which one, bhendi or something I had. So he said, can I have little? I said, yes, why not? You can take the whole thing. Then I gave a little bit. He said, okay, nice. But some little spicy it was maybe. His was simple. So then I had, he had to go, it seems. His flight was there. Then I also left. So that I remember, personal service. It was very personal. Though after that we had so much of Vani service, which I am not so intellectual to be able to understand sometimes, forget about memorizing, etc. But Vapu, as much as we physically serve Vaishnavas, that much it will be very easier to chant the holy name. And other service is deity worship. In deity worship, we will all get to see, we can do all these things, adorning him with flower garland, dressing his hair, arranging his bed, bathing him. We have done this hundreds of times. Only thing not seen by many of you, 2001, 2002, 3, 4. So that time, some devotees say, "Why don't you come?" And it will be very inspiring. I said, when I was perspiring, why didn't you come to be inspiring? That time we were so much lack of brahmanas and so much. In fact, we were enthusiastic, myself and Advaita Charpu. We would snatch other brahmacharis, other pujaris services. So we were warned, you cannot take other brahmachari services. Because you fellows can be always called for ad hoc. But those fellows, if their regular services are taken away, then they will not agree for some ad hoc. For the, you are ad hoc for ad hoc. You are not for regularly snatching. Don't snatch. So we were warned, so we were careful. So this is so amazing. How many of you put the Lord to rest in deity worship? Waking up, waking up. Madhav Seva Prabhu. All contract is given to him alone. Everybody should do. Okay, okay. You go with those who have inspiration, those who are already doing. You just go with Vishwajit Krishna Prabhu or I don't know who, Madhav Seva Prabhu. Huh? I don't know. Madhav Krupa Prabhu, huh? Okay, Madhav Prabhu. It's an open invitation. But here also it is not closed invitation. Okay, okay, no problem. Here we have scheduler here only, right here only. Just take shelter of his lotus feet. He will also make it open invitation. Anyway, chalo, okay. Yes. So if you want to have very personal reciprocation with the Lord, render deity worship. From morning 3 or whatever, 3:45 around, till night till 10:30, 11. And in festival till 12:30, 1, in Janmashtami till 2:33, 4. You do all services, maybe all once you will not be able to do, but different times, different thing. And then you'll experience. At least I feel greatly, immensely blessed because of earlier pujari services. It becomes, consciousness becomes very fine-tuned and personalism is very dominating. It's very high class because of earlier services, though rendered years or kind of a decade or two before. It's very powerful. Your chanting will improve for sure. Apart from reading Prabhupada books, which will improve your chanting, deity worship, because it's personal and Krishna is a person, and that feeling you can get fully if you do deity worship. All varieties of service, from, as I said, from morning 3:45 till night 10:30, 11, 12, 12:30. We have to do it. Then you will feel that. Okay, so this is sixth. Chakravarti Pas says, this verse describes the queen's actions of menial service to express their love, anubhav, having Krishna as the object of their prema. They offered Krishna the best items, vara arhanam, such as handfuls of flowers, pushpanjali and ratnanjali. 7. Tasam ya dasha putranam krishnastrinam puroditaha ashtau mahishastat putran pradyumnadin grunamite. Among Lord Krishna's wives, each of whom had 10 sons, I previously mentioned 8 principal queens. I shall now recite for you the names of those 8 queens' sons headed by Pradyumna. So I'll go ahead directly reading only. Okay, here commentary says, having described a related topic, now the main topic is introduced. Each queen had 10 sons. First, the sons of the 8 principal queens are named. So text 8 and 9. The first son of Queen Rukmini was Pradyumna, and also born of her were Charudeshna, Sudeshna, and the powerful Charudeha, along with Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Vicharu, and Charu, the 10th. None of these sons of Lord Hari was less than his father. सब चारू चारू. इतना कि सुचारू भी आ गया उसमें. सुचारू नहीं, हाँ सुचारू है, विचारू, चारू, all चारू चारू. Bhakti Charu Maharaj reminds us of him. Beautiful. Okay, then 10th, 11th, 12th. The 10 sons of Satyabhama were Bhanu, Subhanu, Swarabhanu, Prabhanu, Bhanuman, Chandrabhanu, Bruhadbhanu, Atibhanu, the 8th, Sri Bhanu, and Pratibhanu. Samba, Sumitra, Purujit, Satajit, Sahasrajit, Vijay, Chitraketu, Vasuman, Dravid, and Kratu were the sons of Jambavati. These 10, headed by Samba, were their father's favorites. Favorite. Sons only, not just names. These 10, headed by Samba, were their father's favorite. Satyabhama is there, na? So there has to be some favoritism. But these are Jambavatis, huh? Samba, Jambavati. Some special reason. We have to, here at least Chakravarti Path has not given. Srila Jiva Goswami translates the compound Pitru Sammataha in this verse as highly regarded by their father. The word also indicates that these sons, like the others already mentioned, were regarded as being just like their glorious father, Lord Krishna. Only this much is there. That is Jiva Goswami. Then 13th. The sons of Nagnajiti were Veera, Chandra, Ashwasena, Chitragu, Vegavan, Vrusha, Ama, Shanku, Vasu, and the opulent Kunti. The Kunti's son also. Yeah, daughter also. His daughter means Mother Kunti also has that name. Then 14th. Shruta, Kavi, Vrusha, Veera, Subhahu, Bhadra, Shanti, Darsha, and Purnamasa were sons of Kalindi. Her youngest son was Somaka. 15th. Madra's sons were Praghosha, Gatravan, Simha, Bala, Prabala, Urdhaga, Mahashakti, Saha, Oja, and Aparajita. Madra is another name of Lakshmana. Madra. 16th. Mitravinda's sons were Vruka, Harsha, Anila, Grudra, Vardhana, Unnada, Mahamsa, Pavana, Vanni, and Kshudhi. 17th. Sangramajit, Bruhatsen, Shura, Praharana, Arijit, Jaya, and Subhadra were the sons of Bhadra, together with Vama, Ayur, and Satyaka. Diptiman, Tamratapta, and others were the sons of Lord Krishna and Rohini. Lord Krishna's son Pradyumna fathered the greatly powerful Aniruddha in the womb of Rukmavati, the daughter of Rukmi. O king, this took place while they were living in the city of Bhojakad. Rohini is the head of all the remaining 16,100 queens. When Krishna went to Pragjotishpur to fight Narkasur, who had kept these girls in captive, 16,100. So head of all them was Rohini. She is the main principal queen of all these 16,100 group. 8 are specifically mentioned, means they are the favorite queens. But apart from that, of all 16,100, Rohini is mentioned. Lord Krishna's 8 principal queens are Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Nagnajiti, Kalindi, Lakshmana, Mitravinda, and Bhadra. Having mentioned all their sons, Shukdev Goswami now refers to the sons of the other 16,100 queens by mentioning the 2 principal sons of Queen Rohini, the foremost of the remaining queens. Her sons are Diptiman and Tamratapta. 2 are only mentioned. Other 8, all 10 are mentioned. This is 18th, 19th. My dear king, the sons and grandsons of Lord Krishna's children numbered in the tens of millions. 16,000 mothers gave rise to this dynasty. Chakravarti Path says one can count the mothers of Krishna's offspring, but not the sons and grandsons. Krishna's queens numbered 16,108. This also will take so much time to count, but anyway, they are there. 20th. King Parikshit said, how could Rukmi give his daughter to his enemy's son? After all, Rukmi had been defeated by Lord Krishna in battle and was waiting for an opportunity to kill him. Please explain this to me, O learned one, how these 2 inimical parties became united through marriage. So you all must have studied it in some earlier chapter when Krishna married Rukmini, how he kidnapped, and Rukmi, then that time only he pronounced his vow that unless I kill this Krishna, defeat him, I will not come back to my kingdom. So then he left with all enthusiasm and then he got defeated. Krishna almost killed him in a Kshatriya style by insulting him. But he would have killed him also. But Rukmini said, on my marriage day, please spare him. So she did not also have so much love. That will come later on. External only, because he was the one who was never in favor of her marrying Krishna. But anyway, as a brother, kind-hearted lady, she spared his life by requesting Krishna. But then that fellow, as he had vowed, he could not go back to Kautindyapur, Bhishmak's kingdom. So he established there itself Bhojakat, his capital, and he was staying there only. And then eventually he got married. He had a beautiful daughter, Rukmavati, who he happened to give to Pradyumna. The details will come. And also his son, his daughter also was given to Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha. So that is the main highlight of this chapter. All these earlier things, around 16, 18 verses, they are kind of background. Now Parikshit question is leading to this whole chapter. Lord Balram slaying Rukmi. In purport, in the commentary, Chakrutipa says, each queen had one daughter. In describing the marriage of Rukmini's eldest daughter Charumati to Krutavarma's son Bali, the marriage of all the daughters is indicated. Now, all daughters cannot be mentioned. There will be 16,108. But Rukmini's one daughter, Charumati, she was married to Krutavarma's son Bali. So that much is mentioned. How to describe all this? So much. And they all would expand anyway by Krishna's grace. So many thousands of Vasudeva, so many thousands of Devaki, whole set is there. Not that they have to run. Hey, come on, chalo. Okay. Krishna's marriage with Rukmini is over. Now I have to rush because with Jambavati is next Muhurta. Everybody is expand. Everyone simultaneously. It's all. How they will be rushing here and there? All? All queen means? For marriage? Which marriage? Whose marriage? One son. Yeah, they will come, no? Yeah. Krishna's headache. We don't have to worry. Fortunately, you are not married to even one. So celebrate your glory. Why to take tension? Krishna's headache. Krishna married. Yes. Okay. No problem. You want to attend your father's marriage or your cousin brother's marriage, maybe. But no problem. Next time it will be given. Chance will be given. So now that is 20. Which was the 24th? Huh? Here we did not go so much ahead. I think I read by mistake earlier. This is which one? 28th, 20. Okay, 20. Okay, commentary. 21st. Mystic, that daughters was later. I by mistake read earlier. Mystic yogis can perfectly see that which has not yet happened, as well as things in the past or present, beyond the senses, remote or blocked by physical obstacles. How did this verse come? Parikshit question is over, no? Okay, he's continuing to say, I think. He's glorifying Shukdev Goswami. It is written there. Here King Parikshit encourages Shukdev Goswami to explain why Rukmi gave his daughter to Lord Krishna's son, Pradyumna. The king stresses that since great yogis like Shukdev Goswami know everything, the sage must also know this and should explain it to the anxious king. That is 20. Yes. You cannot say that you do not know, Parikshit expresses to Shukdev. So he knows everything. 22nd. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, at her Swayamvar ceremony, Rukmavati herself chose Pradyumna, who was the re-embodiment of Cupid. Then, although he fought alone on a single chariot, Pradyumna defeated the assembled kings in battle and took her away. This Rukmi was concerned that if he indirectly arranges marriage, in a sense, if he arranges, then Pradyumna becomes the top choice. It will be a problem. So he arranged Swayamvar. So in Swayamvar, let her choose somebody. But by Krishna's arrangement, she chose exactly Pradyumna only. Rukmavati is ha. Yes. First wife is Rati. Ha. Even Aniruddha also has two wives, no? This granddaughter of Rukmi as well as Usha, Banasur's daughter. They may be having more also, but at least these are mentioned there. Chakradipa says, but fearing that he could not show convincingly that Rukmi would want to give his daughter to the son of his enemy, Shukdev Goswami explains how Rukmi held a Swayamvar ceremony for his daughter's marriage in order to escape the infamy of giving his daughter to his enemy's son. He wanted to escape it, but then arranged got that way only. 23rd. Though Rukmi always remembered his enmity toward Lord Krishna, who had insulted him, in order to please his sister, he sanctioned his daughter's marriage to his nephew. Chakradipa says the answer to King Parikshit's question is given here. Ultimately, Rukmi approved his daughter's marriage to Krishna's son Pradyumna in order to please his sister Rukmini, who had saved his life. That's some obligation also he has. So he gave his daughter in marriage. 24th. O king, Bali, the son of Krutavarma, married Rukmini's young daughter, large-eyed Charumati. Siddha Swami explains each of the Lord Queen had one daughter. That I already read. Purport. So one daughter's marriage only explained, mentioned, that's it. 25th. Rukmi gave his granddaughter Rochana to his daughter's son, Aniruddha. Despite Rukmi's relentless feud with Lord Hari. Feud means prolonged hostility between families. Although Rukmi considered this marriage irreligious, he wanted to please his sister, bound as he was by the ropes of affection. So why irreligious? That is mentioned by Sridhar Swami. According to worldly standards, one should not give one's beloved granddaughter to the grandson of one's bitter enemy. Thus, we find the following injunction: Dvishad annam na bhoktavyam, dvishantam naiva bhojayet. One should not eat an enemy's food or feed an enemy. There is also the following prohibition: Asvargyam loka vidvishtam dharmam api acharen natu. One should not execute religious injunctions if they will obstruct one's journey to heaven or if they are odious to human society. That means hateful. So such injunctions are there where that he has not mentioned. Maybe in Manu Samhita or somewhere it might be there. So according to that, he should not have, Rukmi should not have given his granddaughter to his Miss Krishna's grandson. Yeah, granddaughter. Yeah, daughter to Pradyumna. But Pradyumna's son is Aniruddha. So Aniruddha was given granddaughter. In the daughter's case, he arranged Swayamvar to escape the problem of handing over the daughter to enemy's son. But unfortunately, according to his calculation, she put the garland of Swayamvar to Pradyumna only, who was transcendental Cupid, who was beautiful. So then he also thought, okay, okay, Rukmini saved my life. So he gave that. But later on, when he had grandson, so granddaughter, she also was given to Aniruddha, that is grandson of Krishna. It should be pointed out here that Lord Krishna is not really the enemy of anyone. As Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Surudam sarvabhutanam gyatvam shantim ruchyati. One achieves peace by understanding that I am the well-wishing friend of every living being. Although Lord Krishna is everyone's friend, Rukmi could not appreciate this fact and consider Lord Krishna his enemy. Still, out of affection for his sister, he gave his granddaughter to Aniruddha. Finally, we should note that contrary to the prohibition quoted above, one may not give up the basic principle of spiritual life merely because such principles are unpopular with people in general. And Lord Krishna states in Gita 1866, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Praja. The last word in the spiritual duties is to surrender to the Supreme Lord, and that duty takes precedence over all secondary injunctions. Moreover, in this age, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has kindly presented a sublime process that will attract all sincere people to come to the point of surrendering to the Lord. By following Lord Chaitanya's blissful process of chanting, dancing, feasting, and discussing spiritual philosophy, anyone can easily go back home, back to Godhead for an eternal life of bliss and knowledge. Still, someone may argue that the members of the Krishna conscious movement should not practice in the Western countries those ceremonies or activities that displease people in general. We respond that even in the Western countries, when people are properly informed of the activities of the Krishna consciousness movement, they generally appreciate this great spiritual institution. Those who are especially envious of God will not appreciate any type of religious movement, and since such persons are themselves little better than animals, they cannot impede the great Krishna consciousness movement, just as the envious Rukmi could not impede the performance of Lord Krishna's pure pastimes. So spiritual life, basic principles are most foremost. They should be practiced. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. So you can give him prasadam to your house. In your house you can do that, but you should not take in his house. These are for worldly people. We anyway don't eat food cooked by non-devotees. We take only prasad offered to Krishna, cooked by devotees, offered to Krishna by devotees, and served also by devotees. That is the standard. But worldly, there are many rules. Manu Samhita and many others are given. Hmm. 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 We are doing now, practicing spiritual life and all that. That is, they come, they watch you. You may not know who are they, but they are watching, they are inspired, they are going on. Announcement because they have sponsored, they have given their hard-earned money. So announcement has to be there. Yes. So we are giving the whole morning program we are attending. That is our duty. They are attending online, offline, whatever. Sometimes they come Sunday and all other days. Other time they are attending online. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So here we are more fortunate. Our cooks are only cooking. Regular thing only is going on. Only they have sponsored. That's it. Unless they are breaking four regularity principles and you earning money through those things, and that is what we are eating, then it will be. I am not sure. I am not sure. So you don't take, you take our regular rice dal sabji chapati. That anyway you will get, na. Let's say for next 1 year nobody sponsors. Will you get your rice dal sabji chapati or not? You will get. So that's what. So take your regular rice dal sabji chapati and respect all others whosoever has sponsored. Pray at least Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hopefully they have earned through proper legal means. In case through illegal means, your Hare Krishna mantra will benefit them, and in future they will become sin free also. You don't take that. Simple. No, no, that's what I'm saying. Supposing next 10 years, or will you not get rice dal sabji chapati daily? You will get. So that's what you are getting. Rice dal sabji chapati is your ma grudha kasya svidhanam. That is your allotted quota. Take that. I will not get into that. See, let us now cover syllabus. Ask Radhesham Prabhu, who is the president. He can better answer. Okay, I don't know whether I was there or not. Okay, so you discussed with Retipati Prabhu, Sarvakshan Prabhu, Radhesham Prabhu. Okay, so what I cannot write so much. You write me the email, then I'll forward. Miss with my name, don't worry. Okay, because the typing so much only our Prabhu is expert at. For me, typing even 2-3 words like calamity. I'll do that for you. I'm your servant after all. Conditional though, but in future unconditional. Yes, yes, please follow. Okay, 26th. How many verses are there in this chapter? 40. Okay, hopefully Rukmi will be killed today. Huh? This bro, he's saying breakfast break, he's saying. Gayatri, huh? Gayatri is okay up to Lord sleeps. Up to 1:30 is okay. That is highest standard. Demoniac daughter. Demon's daughter. Hmm. He is not demon. He has a demoniac mentality. That is because of his wrong association. Jarasan and all others. Shishupal, they are all his friends. Because of that, he is spoiled. Similarly, Duryodhana also, his another name is Suyodhan also. He was a good fellow. And Dhritarashtra also. When Pandu was cursed in the forest by kingdom sage, Dhritarashtra cried like anything. Dhritarashtra was a good person. But because of attachment, and Shakuni was the one who spoiled. So basically, somewhere Asasanga comes and becomes problem. Otherwise, even Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they are Kashyap's sons. They are Brahmanas. Ravan also. Who is that? Father? Vishrava. So they are all Brahmanas. Basically, wrong association. For that matter, we also know by wrong association get negatively influenced. And the daughter, as Chanakya Pandit says, na, even if you find a girl in a good family, though, I mean, a bad family, family is very bad, but she's nicely decorated with nice qualities, one can marry her. One means non-brahmacharis can marry her. And similarly, even if gold is fallen in stool, one can pick it up, clean it and use it. Like that. That Nichadapi, that verse is there. From worst, you should be able to. Kali, Parikshit Maharaj saw in Kali also good thing that Nanu Dveshti Kalim Samrat Sarangi va Sarabhuk Kushalani Ashu Siddhanti Netarani Krutani. That unless bad things are done, they don't give bad result. But good things, even if you mind, only you offer in the mind, charity, whatever, they give result. So Kali could, Parikshit could see good in Kali also. Similarly, Shukdev Goswami says, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan guna. Kirtana deva Krishna se mukta sangha param. So we should be saragrahis. Should be able to take sar, best thing from everywhere. Certainly, we will not marry. So no need to worry about demoniac girl or girl with demoniac qualities. That is not an issue. But these people can never be wrong. And also for Kshatriya, certain rules are also there. There are a lot of things. So if some girl approaches and begs, like that's how Krishna, Arjun married Ulupi. She kidnapped him when he was taking bath in the Ganges and took him to Nagalok. And then she asked him that you please marry me. He said, no, but this period, 1 year, I'm not supposed to consult with my wife. She said, I know all the principles. That is only applicable for Draupadi. You are not supposed to consult with Draupadi, but I am not Draupadi. And this is proper time. This everything she tells. And Arjun also understands and he marries her. So Kshatriyas are guided by some other rules also, which we don't know so much, but some things we know. Okay, so where were we? We completed. 26th is over? Not, no? On the joyous occasion of that marriage, O king, Queen Rukmini, Lord Balram, Lord Krishna, and several of the Lord's sons, headed by Samba and Pradyumna, went to the city of Bhojakat. Yeah. Son's marriage, how will mother not go? All others also must have gone. At least this. After the wedding, a group of arrogant kings headed by the king of Kalinga told Rukmi, you should defeat Balram at dice. He is not expert at dice, O king, but still he is quite addicted to it. Thus advised, Rukmi challenged Balram and began a gambling match with him. So this is how Asasanga is very dangerous. If only he would not associated with that king of Kalinga, Rukmi would have been alive to attend granddaughter's marriage. But poor fellow died. So Asasanga can kill also. Either it will kill physically or it will kill the propensity to serve the Lord. Second one is for sure. First one, in case of Kshatriya scenarios, it will kill also. Rukmi, because of Asasanga, got killed. Ajamil also we see that his devotional tendency got killed because of Asasanga. That too, not very closely, from distance only he happened to see that Lokla Shudra and prostitute embracing each other. Yeah, for Kshatriya that allowed. Yeah. It's entertainment. But then it would be like this also sometimes. Like Krishna and he's playing with Rukmini. When that, I believe when Satrajit came inside Dwarka, he was wearing Samantakmani around his neck. So he was dazzling like anything. And Dwarka Vasis are very innocent. They felt sun god has come to meet Krishna because it was not uncommon. Demigods would on and off come to meet Krishna in Dwarka. So they came running to Krishna's palace in Rukmini and said, "Oh no, Lord, this sun god Vivaswan has come to meet you." He said, "That is not sun god. That is Satrajit, who has got that Samantakmani. I know, let him come." But that time, what was Krishna doing? He was playing dice with Rukmini, no? Yeah. That's not a problem. Not a problem for them. For us, our dice is inward, not outward. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Daily we stack 27,648 holy names minimum. 100% winning. Everybody wins. You win, and all those who are in the room or in temple hall around you getting disturbed by your loud chanting or by your not chanting. And always, please continue this game. Okay, so we'll take a break for 15 minutes as per the request of His Grace Arjun Ishwar. Hare Krishna. We'll begin. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we discussed 26th. Although, no? 26th Chakravati Pass says, deciding that it would be difficult to defeat Krishna even in gambling, they told Rukmi to invite Balam to a game of dice. So see how cunning these fellows are. They want to smash Krishna, but okay, okay. Even in dice game, we will not be able to defeat Krishna. So at least let's work it out indirectly through Balram. Somehow trouble Krishna. So that is 28, 27, 28. And 29th. Maybe we could repeat. Shatam sahastram ayutam Ramastatra dadepanam tam tu rukmi ajayat tatra kalingah prahasadbalam dantan sandarashayan uchair namrushat dalayudah. In that match, Lord Balram first accepted a wager of 100 coins, then 1,000, then 10,000. Rukmi won this first round, and the king of Kalinga laughed loudly at Lord Balram, showing all his teeth. Lord Balram could not tolerate this. So you can remember this. We know in one sense, but still 100 plus first, then 1000, then 10,000. I mean, 10 times increasing. So up to 10,000, Rukmi only won. But here also, Balram is not having any problem with getting defeated. But this fellow king of Kalinga is showing all his teeth, jeering at Balram, laughing at him. So Balram could not tolerate that. Because their intention is only wrong. Basically, they want to put down, they want to show, mean Krishna down. So Guru will not accept. Balramji's behavior means Guru's behavior. That's what you can take more or less. So Guru cannot tolerate. He doesn't mind defeat, but he cannot tolerate Lord Krishna being criticized by anyone. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains that the wagers consisted of gold coins. Lord Balram inwardly became quite angry when he saw the gross offense of the king of Kalinga. 30th. Tato laksham rukmi agrahanaad glaham tatra jayat balha jitavanaham ityaha rukmi kaitavamashritah. Next, Rukmi accepted a bet of 100,000 coins, which Lord Balram won. But Rukmi tried to cheat, declaring, I am the winner. 31st. Manyuna kshubitah kshriman samudra iva parvani jatyarudakshu atirusha nyarbudam glahamadade. Shaking with anger like the ocean on the full moon day, handsome Lord Balram, his naturally reddish eyes even redder in his fury, accepted a wager of 100 million gold coins. So that 1 lakh, that is 100,000 coins, Balramji had won. But no, that is 1 lakh, which Balramji had won, but Rukmi cheated by saying, I am the winner. So Balramji was angry, but okay, chalo. So he accepted the next wager of 100 million gold coins. That is Narbudam. That means 10 crore, no? How much it comes to? 10 crore. 1 million is 10 lakhs. So 10 million is 1 crore. This is 100 million. 10 crores. How many gold coins would be present? Huh? And this is just one match for which they have. How much they must be having in Dwarka, in Vrindavan, Mathura. So much. Opulence was amazing. 32. Tam chapi jitavan ramo dharmena chalamashritah rukmi jitam mayatre me vadantu prashnika iti. Lord Balram fairly won this wager also, but Rukmi again resorted to cheating and declared, I have won. Let these witnesses here say what they saw. Now, which are these witnesses? His men only. They are all cheaters. Purport. Rukmi undoubtedly had his friends in mind when he called for the witnesses to speak. But even as his witnesses prepared to aid their cheating friend, a wonderful event took place as described in the next verse. Chakravarti says, resorting to deceit, Rukmi said, I have won. The witnesses, Prashnikaha, can testify to this. Prashnikaha, witnesses. 33rd. Tad abravin bhovani. Tad abravin nabhovani. Balenaiva jitoglaha. Dharmato vachanenaiva. Rukmi vadati vaimrusha. Glaha is the wager. Just then a voice from the sky declared, Balram has fairly won this wager. Rukmi is surely lying. Now exposed. Whole matter is very clear. As such, Balram is all knowing, but so to say in Leela, he was accepting, because in one sense humility also will be there, that I am not so good in dice game. I have been defeated many earlier times. So maybe I was wrong. But this king of Kaling cannot be tolerated, because whether he is defeated or won, how can this fellow keep showing his teeth? This was unfair anyway. So he has to get that for that. But now everything is clear. Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. Because the demigods don't tell lie. And it was so much of unfair a game that demigods could not resist, and they opened up and they said, this is clear cheating. Balram only has won this wager. Rukmi is lying.
Guruji,
So,
this demigod speaking, so that is not at all in Kali Yuga. It's like that's just only because.
yeah, Kali Yuga, they don't come here and they don't speak also. And this is kind of proper, the Lord is there. They are assistant servants of the Lord. So they will speak it out. Similarly, in Kamsa's, means Devaki Vasudev's marriage also, they will speak because they are assisting Lord. No? That's what was the original request of Brahma, which originally was requested by the Lord only. Soon I'll appear in Yadu dynasty and I'll need assistance of demigods. Tell them to come in Yadu dynasty. So they all had come. Hmm.
In order to increase Balaam's fury, so that he would kill sinful descendants.
Hmm.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time also, that don't go to Vrindavan. So that also.
That is also by demigods. Because he has appeared mainly for spreading Sankirtan movement and he has not even begun it. So that's the reason.
So previously, demigods.
For that, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, even Vibhishan came, na? Chaitanya Mangal, Lochandas Thakur says, how when huge personality came from south, above the ocean. And then as he came, he landed, then he became like normal. And he started. And that one Brahman was following him. And that this fellow, he asked him, where are you going? He said, I have come to take darshan of Lord here. So he thought, okay, and he's following. And then instead of going to Jagannath temple, he took right and he entered in Gambhira. And the conversation happened, long story. But afterwards, again, that Brahman asked, you did not go only to take darshan. He said, what are you saying? Did I not meet the Lord? Who? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only Lord. That was a surprise. So demigods would personally also come. Just like Garbhastuti when Krishna was in the womb of Devaki. Similarly, Garbhastuti when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the womb of Shachi. So when Lord is there, these demigods will automatically be there directly. Every evening when Krishna would be returning from grazing the cows, the Brahma, Shiva, they would be lined up to worship him. And here Mother Yashoda would be worried. Why? What happened? Why Krishna is not coming? She would ask the tallest gopi to go on the top of the tower and see whether he is returning or not. Then she would climb and she would watch. And yes, she would tell Mother Yashoda that he is on the way back, but what to do? Brahma, Shiva, demigod, they are worshipping him. How can he just, neglect them and come? So just he's on the way, don't worry. Soon he will be here. So Yashoda says, okay, chalo. So they have a direct participation also, so to say.
And even Jagannath Puri night darshan, they come like that. I heard somewhere. Is that like that?
Jagannath Puri night darshan, they must be coming. Anyway, when Neela Madhava was there, demigods were worshipping also directly for some period of the time or some period of the day, like that. Another time, these Shavaras were worshipping, Shavarpati. So this was.
Hare Krishna. I have one question.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Who is that?
Yeah. It's Sri Chaitanya.
Yes.
So, you are telling that demigods never lie. I also had heard that. But we spend time like
Demigods?
demigods never tell a lie. So, like Indra take form of Gautam Muni and going to his house. So, many times they also do some cheating, lying. So, is it true that they never lie, demigods?
Indra what? I could not.
Taking form of
Could you
Gautam Rishi
from the
going to I
I did not get the question only.
So you said that demigods don't lie. So we see Indra taking form of Gautam Rishi. They also do cheating, lying. So
Yeah. But at least in the
That
Lord's,
is my question.
they don't lie. In front of the as such, for Ahilya's case, he transformed himself into Gautam Rishi, and it's like he did not reveal directly, no? And he said, I just want to have union with you. And husband's request, she would not say no. Hmm.
So,
When the some kind of sense gratification is in forefront, then they do some kind of thing that we see, Indra hiding, serving Diti. His intention is hiding, and some other times like that. But as such, in the case of the Lord, they can never lie. Here we see that they are telling the truth, that eighth son of Devaki will kill Kamsa and things like that. Hmm. 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 Yes, our Madhav Sevapuru is adding in demigod Saptarshis and many others will come. 60,000, what are they? Valakilyas and all of them will come, but they won't lie. But this few of these demigods, especially Indra, we see time and again, he doing something like that. That is for his personal thing he may do, but otherwise, in front of the Lord, in the pastimes of the Lord, they don't cheat. They are blunt sometimes, like Indra trying to downpour Vrindavan with torrential rains in order to devastate Vrindavan and ultimately Krishna. But they don't cheat that way. And then he got defeated anyway. So which was this? 33. Chakradeva says, when the sinful kings were giving false testimony that Rukmi had won, a voice from the sky, Nabho Vani, proclaimed, Balram speaks correctly and has won. Rukmi is lying. 34. Tamanadrutya Vaidharabho Dushtarajanya Choditaha Sankarshanam Parihasan Babhashe Kala Choditaha. Urged on by the wicked kings, Rukmi ignored the divine voice. In fact, destiny itself was urging Rukmi on, and thus he ridiculed Lord Balram as follows. Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. His time has come. So, urged on by others. Destiny was only urging him. He ridiculed Lord Balram.
This actually, this game, like cricket and all, we have umpire, right? To say who has done what and all. So here there is nothing like that in this big matches.
Demigods are only acting now then.
They are
Because they forgot to appoint maybe. So they got self-appointed. So that's why then demigods voluntarily render service. हाँ वो तो है ही. They want to assist the Lord. Lord wants Rukmi to get killed. Rukmi himself wants to get killed only. Because of Asasanga, na? Was he like that from childhood? No. But Asasang makes one worse and worst. Bad, worse and worst. Naivakshako vidayuyam Gopalavan gocharaha Akshayrdivyanti rajano Banischa na bhavadrushaha. Rukmi said, you cowherds who wander about the forest know nothing about dice. Playing with dice and sporting with arrows are only for kings, not for the likes of you. If you see, Balram is son of Vasudev. He is Kshatriya only. And okay, he might have gone to Vrindavan in childhood. But when once, basically Vinashkale, at the time of death, one will get all varieties of ideas. So he's saying like that. Envy makes one not tolerate others' success. Para Utkarsha asahanam. Others' progress is intolerable. That is envy. And here, so much of progress of Balramji. He has won 10 crore gold coins. That wealth is not the question, but basically prestige. That how dare of these fellows who are lower than us, how can they be becoming our in-laws? That too from boys' side. So it's all intolerable. And ultimately, it's all envy towards Krishna. Envy towards Guru is envy towards Krishna. Balramji is Adi Guru. And Krishna is not apparently in picture. He's a little bit around, backside. But basically, it's all envy towards Krishna only that is being exhibited. Next, 36th. Rukminaivam adhikshipto rajabhischopahasitah क्रुद्धः परिघमुद्यम्न उद्यम्य जघ्ने तं नृम्ण संसदि. Thus insulted by Rukmi and ridiculed by the kings, Lord Balram was provoked to anger. In the midst of the auspicious wedding assembly, he raised his club and struck Rukmi dead. Shri Balram ji ki jai. Jai. Now it's auspicious time to have marriage because sacrifice is done. Nrumna Samsiddhi. And in the auspicious assembly, Mangala Sabhaya. Narbali hona chahiye na kuch to. In the auspicious wedding assembly in Rumna Samsadi, that is Mangal Sabhayam, Balram raised his club and struck Rukmi dead. So we can see how Lord can be, Balram Guru can be merciful also. When we have, you must have read that when Krishna was about to, at least he shaved him anyway. That was more than death for Rukmi. But then when Balramji came, who had been fighting with the other kings who were against Krishna, he smashed them all. He said that whole Vidarbha, he made it upside down. The items they got from, they get now also from below the earth there, where Bhishmak's kingdom now also is there. So they are all upside down because Balramji was very angry. How dare of them to oppose my brother? And he's, what is that? Rakshas Vivaha is an authorized Vivaha for Kshatriyas. So he alone wiped them off and then he came rushing. But by that time, here Krishna had shaved Rukmi. Then Balramji speaks. You must have heard how he speaks. And Krishna, is this the way? Arey, he is after all your Sala, brother-in-law. So you should not disfigure him like this. Then he says to Rukmini, but you should also understand that bad people get the reactions for that and all that. And then he speaks to Krishna. He giving tattva like anything to both the parties and both accept anyway. Okay, fine. So what is the final thing? He should be spared. No, fine. We spare him. So Balramji only helped him, saved him, spared him, and now Balramji only smashed him. So Guru can elevate us and Guru can purify in this way also, depending on our attitude. There, that fellow was somewhat humble. He was humbled anyway because of the insult by shaving his head in a very peculiar way. Half the mustache was removed, only half remaining, like that. Sometimes we shave head and we don't shave this, thinking that that is not so much grown. But we feel so much of guilt inside, so much, it's mismatch. It's hardly anything. Yesterday you had shaved this and today you have shaved head. So it's not so much. That too, this was blunt only. But still that matter for this fellow who is a Kshatriya. We are anyway supposed to be Brahmanas, quote unquote. And this fellow is a Kshatriya and his half mustache is fully removed. How odd it would be like. When he enters in Boj cut, because other half he cannot remove, na? Like the yogis sometimes uproot their hair. He has to go to kingdom and get it properly shaved. So how he would be entering? Imagine, like Daksha without with the goat head. Every time going in front of mirror to decorate, he would be like, how to put earrings now. Because the ears are like this kind of, they are hanging. Their earring should be put or not. So much of dilemma. Kshatriyas, it's very great insult, such kind of thing. So there, Balramji spared him and saved him. But here, he got by his own actions only. Manahi Manushanam Karanam Bandha Moksha. There he got humbled and showed humility, though false. Here he was outrageous. He was arrogant and he was a cheater. So then he could not be spared. So Balramji killed him. That is 36. 37. Kalingarajam Tarasa Gruhitva Dashame Pade Dantan Apatayat Kruddho Yo ahasad vidvrute dvijahi. The king of Kalinga, who had laughed at Lord Balram and shown his teeth, tried to run away. But the furious Lord quickly seized him on his 10th step and knocked out all his teeth. So you can imagine he's going with maybe full speed, he's going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. Finished. Smashed. All his teeth. Knocked out all his teeth. But teeth were shown. In Marathi, there is a saying, Hastil tanche, dat distil. Those who laugh, their teeth will be visible. Means how they are, what you call, uneven or whatever, bad they are, not brushed properly. Dantavakra had all his teeth curved only, means they were all zigzag, they were not proper. That's why name only Dantavakra. All Danta is Vakra only. So that's why one should not laugh at this. Means not just for that the sake of that saying, but one should never laugh at others. One can laugh with others, but never laugh at them, because that shows envy, that shows arrogance, that shows false pride. Once His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj said something, I think in Hindi he said some word, ekha, something like that. And all the devotees laughed in the audience. So Maharaj said, I don't know whether you are laughing at me or laughing with me. Maharaj also laughed. But everybody was laughing with Maharaj. They were not laughing at Maharaj. They were happy. Next. Anne nirbhinna bahuru shiraso rudhirokshitaha rajano dudrurbhita balena parigharditaha. Tormented by Lord Balram's club, the other kings fled in fear, their arms, thighs, and heads broken, and their bodies drenched in blood. Well done. 39. Nihate Rukmini Shyale Nabravit Sadhva Sadhuva Rukmini Balayo Rajan Sneha Bhanga Bhayad Harihi. When his brother-in-law Rukmi was slain, Lord Krishna neither applauded nor protested, O king, for he feared jeopardizing his affectionate ties with either Rukmini or Balram. Jeopardizing means to threaten. So Krishna has a relationship with his wife Rukmini and his brother Balram. So if he laughs here on Rukmi's death, Rukmini will think, what is this? My brother is dead and my husband is laughing. And if he takes side, if he starts mourning for the death of Rukmi, Balram will say, what? That means I was wrong or what? Huh? Was I at fault? This fellow was a cheater only. So what's the problem? So Krishna was like neutral, neither applauding nor protesting. Shanti. Just keep quiet. 40th, that is last verse. Yeah. Yes, before marriage. Kshatriyas, no, Kshatriyas marriages, Rakshas Vivaha means kidnapping or this kind of dice game. Just like nowadays we have entertainment na, in marriages. So this is the entertainment for the Kshatriyas. Means not always it has to be Narabali, but here it was required. What karo? क्या करे? लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. He just did not accept his defeat. Rather, he was cheating Balram. So, not necessarily always. That is Rakshas Vivaha. Na? 7 types of Vivaha marriages are there. Gandharva Vivaha. Gandharva means they will keeping Gandharva in Sakshi. Like Shantanu married Satyavati. So, those kind of marriages are there. 7 for them. Rakshas Vivaha means kidnapping only. And this is not even type of Vivaha. This is one entertainment they have, dice game. That's fine. But the cheating went on, then it had to be dealt in that way only. There's not an option left. But your voice is not clear. Who is asking? Huh? Very good.
Online, Radha Kunjabihari Das.
Yes, but voice needs to be somewhat better. You may ask.
How is it now, Prabhu? Yes, so basically, always we see that Krishna is always Saumya. In everything, every act of his is Saumya. And
Ye
Balaram
athamam
or
prapadyanti.
Lakshman.
Krishna does not say I am Saumya at 24 hours. Krishna says Ye athamam prapadyanti. So when, depending on how you surrender, accordingly Krishna will behave. Nowhere he says that he is
Correct.
Saumya.
But generally,
If you are
I mean,
sometimes you will feel that Krishna is Saumya that time. But Krishna never says. He has made it very clear. Ye athamam prapadyanti. As one surrenders.
yeah,
Krishna-
but correct. But just in comparison to Krishna and Balaram or Ram and Lakshman, always, Lakshman gets very angry immediately, or Balaram gets, he also,
Not always is not like that. Like when Ram broke Shiva Dhanush, Sita came with the Swayamvar Mala, but Ram was not bending only. So then Lakshman came and he was wondering what is this? Sita Devi is waiting and he is not bending because he's very tall. So Lakshmanji at once fell at the lotus feet of Lord Ram, touched his feet, and then Ram bowed down. And what happened? What happened? And then as he bent, immediately Sita Devi offered the garland. So there we find that Lakshman is bending and like that. So it is not just one kind of behavior. It depends whatever is required for the pastime to be very relishable. They will behave accordingly.
so here another thing is that Rukmi, is there any commentary on like why death to Rukmi? In the sense, was it apt?
Because he
And
was
how we
cheated.
can
No, see,
understand it
he
is,
was supposed to get killed in the hands of Krishna only that time. But okay, chale, one devotee, pure
yeah,
devotee of the Lord, Rukmini begged on behalf of Rukmi. So because my brother, etc. So he got spared. But anyway, he had to be dead by that Kshatriya insult. So that time he was spared. Now he should have behaved. No, he should have been very grateful to Balram that Balram chastised
yes,
Krishna when he was insulted that way. That so much Balramji is magnanimous. But instead of being grateful to Balramji, this fellow is trying to look down Balramji, rather cheating only. So then लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते हैं. Shastra doesn't work, then Shastra only has to work. Knowledge has 5 factors. One of them is gratitude. So gratitude was
yes,
not there
yes.
with this fellow. This is ignorant fool. But still okay, चलो somehow he was spared. But now he is जैसा ना जिस थाली से खाया, जिस हाथ से खाया उसी में चबाना, So that is not proper. So this fellow is doing that. One should be grateful to Guru that despite one's fallen nature, Guru accepts him. But then if one goes against Guru only, yasya aprasadat na gati kutopi. What is the destination? One will go to hell only. So he has to die. He should have been very grateful to Balramji, and he should have felt at his lotus feet and all that. But he did not do only. Rather, he cheated.
Yes.
Okay, last verse, 40th. Tato aniruddham saha suryayavaram ratham samaropya yayukushasthalim ramadayo bhojakatadasharha siddhakhilartha madhusudanashrayah. Then the descendants of Dasharha, headed by Lord Balram, seated Aniruddha and his bride on a fine chariot and set off from Bhojkat for Dwarka. Having taken shelter of Lord Madhusudan, they had fulfilled all their purposes. So they got daughter or granddaughter of Rukmi also, and Rukmi, who misbehaved, he was also killed. So all their purposes were fulfilled. Purport. Even though Rukmini was very dear to all the Dasharhas, her brother Rukmi had constantly opposed and insulted Krishna since Rukmini's wedding. See, this is long lasting enmity. We only are seeing that time what happened in marriage and now what is happening in this 2 generations later marriage. But in between also that fellow, every occasion, every kind of party occasion, they must be coming together, and this fellow every time will be looking wrongly at Krishna and thinking of pulling his leg down. So this was long lasting enmity. Thus, Srila Vishwanath Jagati Thakur explains the associates of Lord Krishna could hardly lament Rukmi's sudden demise. So nobody lamented. Nobody cried tears, no, nothing like that. And just they had flower garland exchange between the bride and bridegroom, offered akshata, flowers, feast they had, and they came back. Some Rukmi's son must have done final rites afterwards. They had here procession all the way back to Dwarka with all the instruments and all that. Nobody bothered about this fellow's death. Nobody laughed at him, but nobody lamented also. Commentary. With all their desires fulfilled, they put Aniruddha on a chariot with his new bride, Suryaya, and departed for Dwarka. Even though Rukmini was very dear to all the Dasharahas, they were extremely satisfied with Rukmini's sudden death. Rukmini was also happy within. See, Rukmini was also happy within, since her affection for Rukmi was only external. The statement in verse 39 that Krishna was silent out of fear of breaking his affectionate ties with Balram and Rukmini is based on the fact that Rukmini had affection for Rukmi only externally, but externally she had. It's true, no? It's one's brother, according to social conduct, etc. So she cannot break her relationship with her brother, but this fellow is against Krishna, against her service to Lord. Anybody who tries obstructs our service to the Lord will be upset with him. Anybody who obstructs our devotion to Maya, that will be happy to the degree we are great, sincere devotees. But anybody who tries to hinder our service to the Lord will be upset. So Rukmini was not happy with her brother's behavior. But okay, chalo, social custom, brother is. She did not stay there. Yeah, how will she stay? Her son's grandson's marriage is there, no? She, yeah, after marriage, a girl belongs to her husband only. The other family. That's what was the problem with Sati. She was so much feeling all my mother has come, my sisters have come, and such a huge function. Let me go, let me go. Shiva said, no, no, you stay here. Your father doesn't like me. But she gave up her husband. So womanly Stri Dharma she broke. And Vaishnava Dharma also, it became Vaishnava Aparad also in one sense, did not listen to Lord Shiva. So then she had to give up that body in which she committed Vaishnava Aparad. One should behave accordingly, properly. Okay, so that is 61st chapter. Lord Balram slays Rukmi. Any question? Not there. Okay, no problem. Jiva Goswami says in Sri Gopal Champu, because Krishna was away from Nanda Yashoda, so they were quite concerned. So, and Krishna is in Mathura and they are in Vrindavan. What to do? So then they arranged, Nanda Maharaj arranged 2 messengers to go from Vrindavan to Mathura regularly. And like that, 50 teams. So 100 messengers were there. They were going like this. You understand? At any given time, somebody is always there to see the fresh thing, what is happening. And by the time they leave, they have not yet reached Vrindavan. Next group of messengers will reach. Like that was arranged. So 100 messengers in teams, 50 groups were there. So eventually when Krishna shifted to Dwarka, after that all fight with Jarasandha, etc. So then the messengers started going to Dwarka then, because now Krishna is not here. They are mainly for Krishna's thing only. So here Nanda Maharaj asks, so what happened? You know, that such a nice marriage happened. Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha, got married to this one. What is her name? Her name was mentioned? Rukmavati's daughter, no? Surya is a Sanskrit word for, I don't think that is that her name. That is Sanskrit word, no? Newly wedded wife. That is not her name. Name is not mentioned, it seems. But anyway, Rukmavati is, or what, his Rukmi's granddaughter. So Nanda Maharaj is very happy. So it married, it got very nicely. So the long-lasting enmity got over. And Rukmi was uh, in good terms with Krishna. That is Nanda Maharaj Kanvi. He's a very simple man. So then the Duta says, yes, that enmity got over for all time. What? For all time? Yeah, that is all time over. No? No. And then he got elevated, not in the relationship. He went to the next world only. I said, what? Next world? What are you saying? Nanda Maharaj doesn't know. So please tell clearly what you mean. Then he tells the whole story, which is more or less same only. That how this Rukmi arranged this dice game and Balramji could not tolerate. So ultimately Balramji struck him on the head with his mess, with his club, and killed him. So Nanda Maharaj, after hearing all the cheating that Rukmi did, so he also felt, okay, it's worth it in a sense. This fellow is like that only. And they all came back to Dwarka. Yes, any question online? In chat box, something is there, it seems. You are able to see? Are you able to see? Nothing? Yes.
I was thinking about the beginning of the class where you were saying about, this syndrome of I know is very dangerous. actually. So
That kills our brahmacharya, because brahmacharya means student life.
yeah, so
Everybody else, even grahasthas are supposed to be brahmachari, grahastha brahmachari. Vanaprasthas are also supposed to be brahmachari, vanaprastha brahmachari. Sannyasis are also supposed to be brahmachari, sannyasi brahmachari. And even matajis are supposed to be brahmachari. Mataj means brahmacharyani brahmachari. Everybody has to practice brahmacharya.
so means Vidyarthi. Vidya ka arjan.
Always eager to learn.
To learn. So Prabhupada also writes in 9.34 purport that one should cultivate knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Like that Prabhupada goes on saying. So many places we see that. Even yesterday's lecture, Prabhupada's lecture is saying, Prabhupada Bhagavatam class, he was saying that
Thursday.
Thursday, recent lecture. Anyone who is advanced in Krishna consciousness, ask him any question like this. He will give full answer without any doubt. That is perfection of life. We must know Krishna Tattva. And then he's saying, simply try to understand Krishna, study Krishna. And Krishna is giving about himself. You haven't go to speculate just like so many, etc. So, while living in Brahmacharya ashram, also, it seems that we need to know more about Krishna, what Prabhupada is saying. And when we are trying to know, then we hear sometimes that, okay, this theoretical knowledge is not much important, What is important is, like morning I was mentioning you. So how do we balance these things? Here Prabhupada appears to say, and we see the instructions of our spiritual masters, they are saying that, study Prabhupada's books regularly with scrutiny, etc. No? Even Radhanath Maharaj instructions, they are very clear actually. There is no ambiguity anywhere. Then where is this question comes where we should not much go into this zone of theoretical knowledge? Theoretical knowledge about Krishna is Krishna. No? It's directly about Krishna. What's the problem with that?
No, that is not condemned. Krishna's Naam, Roop, Guna, Lila, and that too Srimad Bhagavatam as a whole, because that is Amal Purana also. But so many other things are there, like Chanakya Niti is there, Manu Samhita is there, and this and that. That all we don't have to get get into, because Bahu Shastre Bahu Vakke Chitte Brahma Hoy. Many sources we hear from will be bewildered. Similarly, going on YouTube, this, that, so much is not required. Just focused on what comes in Guru Parampara by our Acharyas, Prabhupada, and down the line by his disciple. That much is not a problem. That is never objectionable. Nobody has any objection. But if people start going here, there, so many places, then that also, then what is that? Na medhaya bahuna shrutena. What is that? Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo na medhaya bahuna shrutena, isn't it? So you cannot get like that. Even if one is scholarly. Scholarly approach should not be there, but Vidyarthi approach should be there. One of the qualities of Srimati Radharani, she is Vidyarthini. Always eager to learn how to serve Krishna now. She is all knowing in one sense. But that was last time. But now Krishna, when he has changed in his rasa, how should I be able to serve him and please him? So she is always eager. So Vidyarthini is her quality. And we are her, Gaudiyas means her followers only. So how would we not be Vidyarthis? We have to be. Then only we are her followers, not otherwise. But getting into all other things, Krishna, Itara things, is not required.
This all theoretical knowledge is not so important. What is important is Vigyan, Vigyan, and Vigyan comes by devotional attitude and all that. And that is true in
Basically,
one sense. but
Krishna has
where
made it
this-
very clear. Pranipat, Pariprashna and Seva. Prabhupada in the purport only writes that, what I'm not remembering, but it's like, if service is missing and only the other two are there, then that is not useless. Something like that he says. So, so Vigyan means basically adding service. We hear also, knowledge plus service is equal to realization. So when service is not there, only just theoretical knowledge, then that is considered useless. That Mandanam Lokaranjanam, I think. What is that? What is the beginning? Basically,
Enam something.
so bhakti will come when devotional service, seva has to be there. So knowledge is not a problem, but knowledge should be accompanied with seva. When it is bereft of seva, just hearing, what is use? That way so many hear, words fall on deaf ears. So that is condemned. Though that will also be helpful, Nehabhikramana Shosti, because it's a transcendental knowledge heard from pure authorities, even without the mode of serving, that will purify the soul to some extent or the other. But the effect is full when it is accompanied with full service attitude. Service attitude is very important. And service attitude is there, even if somebody is not so knowledgeable, he is Angota Chap, he doesn't read scriptures, still he will get Divya Gyan, Rudhe Prakashit. That is the beauty. Krishna reveals himself from heart only. Tesham aham samuddarta, mrityu samsara sagata, bhavamina chirat no. Tesham ajnanajam tama. What is that? तेषाम एवानुकंपार्थम अहम अज्ञानजम तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञान दीपेन भास्वता. So I, dwelling in their heart with the torchlight of knowledge, I will illuminate them. So that way hearing is useless, means without service. And with service it is high class.
How it can be without service? I can't understand this fact, means which is said many times.
When there is no submission, then it is not service, no? Just like you go, you're standing on the railway.
Knowledge is all about submission only. It is telling you
You're
that
on the station somewhere, you're standing, suddenly somebody can, sir, Maharaj, थोड़े प्रश्न है आपको ये and he has no attitude to serve you. He has not learnt it by surrendering in bona fide sampradaya. He just wants to get answer. That's how Jigyasu also in one sense. He has just Jigyasa. He doesn't have desire to serve Krishna. Then it will be a problem. But somehow he has come with some inquisitiveness. And after associating with devotees, somehow by their blessing, if he develops some attitude of serving, then he can also become elevated. He can be becoming a devotee of the Lord. Otherwise, many of them may go away. Artho, Jigyasu and Artharthi. But Gyani will not go away because he has come only after many lifetimes in search of absolute truth. What it was not clear for him. Now it is clear because he has come to Krishna, Vasudeva. Yes.
You says about the 5 stages of knowledge. One is gratitude. Can you
Yes,
just
you can search in first canto. I think it is there. Bhishma section. Just check. No, I think gratefulness is the word there, if I'm not wrong. Gratitude was not. All 5, I think, numbered also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there in Bhagavatam? Purport. I think that's where but now I don't remember. One is, you can check, na? Give search. Maybe gratefulness is the word, if I'm not wrong. Knowledge, if you have, that means these are the 5 things you have to have. If you are not grateful, you don't have knowledge. So just check, na? Intelligence. So see, you'll have buddhi. How to act. So this is like what you call time. According to time, place, circumstances, also you should be able to have knowledge. Then perfect knowledge of everything. Chai, because Krishna is everything. Knowledge of the self and gratefulness. So 5 things. 1.16.26. So gratitude has to be there. So that's how do we find now these people who left ISKCON because some Baba and something they heard. So what gratitude do they offer to Prabhupada? So thus they will be bewildered. Their knowledge that moghasha, mogha karmano, mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasim asurim chaiva. So mogha jnana, knowledge will be meeting with bewilderment because of lack of gratitude. So gratitude should be there. That punar mushtik bhava, again the same story. The sadhu may be simple and he may not appear like a lion, though he has the ability to make you a lion. So after one is made into a lion, one should not forget who made him the lion. Unfortunately, that lion, who was originally a rat, he thought, I am now far superior to sadhu. Who is this fellow, skinny fellow? I'll just eat him. And then he faced so much difficulty. He again became a rat. Back to square one. The gratitude should be there. Always. In fact, I was reading Mahabharat. So there, because for days together, first of all, they were given a place, Kunti and her 5 sons, during Varnavat episode. They escaped from that fire. And when they were loitering, wandering in the forest, many things happened. But one of the things, after this Bhima marrying the Hidimba and all. So then they were searching where to go. And in Ek Chakra Dham, they were hosted by one Brahmin who was very kind. Though he had his 1 son and 1 daughter, wife. So 4 were already there, plus 6. Kunti with 5 sons. And he's a Brahmin, not having job, monthly salary. So Kunti was feeling so much, gratitude toward that Brahmin. She wanted to reciprocate, but she was wondering what to do. And exactly on one day, this happened after quite some months, she was hiding behind and she heard they were discussing seriously and they were crying also. Bakasur episode, one of the members of the family had to go. And each one, wife was saying, what is the use of me being here? Wife should sacrifice for husband. So I let me go. Then the son said, no, we are anyway, I'm small only. I have not grown up. So let me go. And daughter said, no, better I go only because I'm not. Everybody was so humble. And then Kunti heard, then she proposed. My son will go. They said, no question. Atiti Devo Bhav. How can we? We can all 4 die, but no question of thinking. She said, don't think my son is some ordinary son. He will finish him off. And then it was agreed upon. And Bhima went. And sure enough, he killed Bakasur fully. So we can see Mother Kunti, how she is very grateful. She is the queen of Hastinapur. But because she is knowledgeable lady, that's why Prabhupada says also in that purport, Katham Pashyema Histriyaha, because women are less intelligent. So I, woman, myself, how can I understand you, Lord, when Amalatmanam, Muninam, they cannot understand who am I. But Prabhupada says because she understands this way, she is the most intelligent person. Okay. Anything else? Should we go to next chapter?
Prabhu,
Hmm?
yes,
Who is asking?
one experience also. Not asking, but sharing, if I may, Prabhu, with your permission.
Yeah. But your voice is not very clear, bro.
That's because I'm traveling, Prabhu. I'm outside.
Traveling.
I'm outside. That's fine, Prabhu. You please carry on. I can join in the next class. In
Okay.
sharing the same.
Okay. So 62nd chapter. The meeting of Usha and Aniruddha. That means Aniruddha at least got married twice, minimum. This chapter discusses the affair between Usha and Aniruddha, who was brought to her by Chitralekha, and how Banasur arrested Aniruddha. So, first verse. Shri Rajo Vacha Banasya Tanayam Usham Upameye Yaduttamah Tatra Yuddham Abhudghoram Harishankarayor एतत् सर्वं महायोगिन् समाख्यातुं त्वमर्हसि. King Parikshit said, the best of the Yadus married Banasu's daughter Usha, and as a result, a great fearsome battle occurred between Lord Hari and Lord Shankar. Please explain everything about this incident, O most powerful powerful of mystics. Was it mentioned anywhere? Not mentioned. So he might have heard it earlier, childhood only, like that. Or sometimes could be somewhere there was little mention of that, which we may forget, but Parikshit never forgets. You'll find, how he kind of, second canto you said like this, in third canto you said, fourth canto. Yeah. And in commentary, yeah, okay, generally Acharya is mentioned then, in case it was earlier somewhere, slightly mentioned. So most likely he heard it in childhood only, from Pandavas or somewhere, from Uttara. Pandava's grandson, Parikshit. Contemporary, so could be. They might be meeting also often. Likely. Okay. Second. Shri Shuka Uvacha Banaha Putra Shata Jeshtho Baler Asin Mahatmanaha Yena Vamana Rupaya Haraye Adi Medini Tasya Rasaha Soto Banaha Shiva Bhakti Ratha Sada Manyo Vadanyo Dhimamscha Satyasandho Drudavratah शोणिताख्ये पुरे रम्ये सराज्यम् अकरोत् पुरा तस्य शम्भोः प्रसादेन किङ्करा इव ते अमरः सहस्रबाहुर्वाद्येन ताण्डवे अतोषयन् मृडम्. Shukdev Goswami said Bana was the oldest of the 100 sons fathered by the great saint Bali Maharaj, who gave the whole earth in charity to Lord Hari when he appeared as Vamandev. Banasur, born from Bali's semen, became a great devotee of Lord Shiva. His behavior was always respectable, and he was generous, intelligent, truthful, and firm in his vows. The beautiful city of Shonitpur was under his dominion. Because Lord Shiva had favored him, the very demigods waited on Banasur like menial servants. Once, when Shiva was dancing his Tandav Nrutya, Banasur especially satisfied the Lord by playing a musical accompaniment with his 1000 arms. Nice photo of this is there, I believe. Here on the right side. And on Himalayas, Shiva is dancing Tandav Nrutya. Nataraj is his name. And then here is, though he had 1000 hands, here they have shown 8. 8 are shown here. Okay, maybe 10 are there. All are not shown. So he's playing musical instruments. So anybody who assists us in our service, we become pleased. So Shiva was very pleased. Bhagavan Sarva Bhuteshaha Sharannyo Bhaktavatsalah Varena Chandayam Asa Satam Vavre Puradhipam. The Lord and Master of all created beings, the compassionate refuge of his devotees, gladdened Banasur by offering him the benediction of his choice. Bana chose to have him, Lord Shiva, as the guardian of his city, protector. So he also appears like Arjun, who when given a choice whether Lord Narayan or Narayani Sena, he chose Narayan over Narayani Sena. So Bana also appears like that, but there is some problem there. He wants him to be guardian there. He's more concerned. Anyway, he will be getting blessings of both Lord Krishna as well as Lord Shiva. He has been blessed in one sense, but better blessing. Fourth. Sa ekadaha girisham parshvastham virya durmadaha kiritena arkavarnena samsprushastat padambujam. Banasur was intoxicated with his strength. One day, when Lord Shiva was standing beside him, Banasur touched the Lord's lotus feet with his helmet, which shone like the sun, and spoke to him as follows. So you will come to know how there is some problem with Banasur. Fifth. Namaste Tvam Mahadeva Lokanam Gurumishwaram Pumsam Apurnakamanam Kamapuram Kamapuramaraṅgripam. Parnasu said, "O Lord Mahadev, I bow down to you, the spiritual master and controller of the worlds. You are like the heavenly tree that fulfills the desires of those whose desires are unfulfilled." So, one of the names of Lord Shiva is Charachara Guru. He is the spiritual master for everybody, moving, non-moving. And he is Vancha Kalpataru also. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He fulfills the desires of those whose desires are unfulfilled. Kamapuram. What is the word? Kamapura Amara Angripam. A tree of heaven, fulfilling desires. Kamapura. Sixth. Doh sahasram tvaya dattam param bharaya me abhavat trilokyam pratiyodharam na labhe twadrute samam. These 1,000 alms you bestowed upon me have become merely a heavy burden. Besides you, I find no one in the three worlds worthy to fight. See the fellow. He wants to fight. For his own pleasure, he wants Lord Shiva to entertain him by fighting. So, though here is not two, though is the arms, and Sahastram is the word. How many? How many? 1,000. Though means arm. According to the Acharyas, Banasur's subtle implication here is this. And so, when I have defeated you, Lord Shiva, my world conquest will be complete and my desire for battle satisfied. See the fellow. He wants to have superiority of him established all over the world. In commentary, Chakravarti says, Banasu said, since you can fulfill all desires, you should dissipate my sorrow. Except for you, there is no one suitable for me to fight with. The implied meaning is, if you mercifully fight with me, then I will be freed of my sorrow from my unfulfilled urge to fight. Defeating you, I will become world famous as the conqueror of all directions. So, appearing to be serving, but basically engaging others in his service. He wants to establish his superiority. And how confident he is that he would be able to defeat Lord Shiva. Big personalities could not defeat Lord Shiva. And this fellow is very confident. Seventh. Kandutya nirbhutair dorbhir yuyutsir diggaja naham adyayam churnayan nadrin betaste api pradudruhu. Sanskrit is such a language, your tongue will twist in all directions while reciting the verses. And that's how tongue will become very fluent. The best language for making one expert is Sanskrit. One person who came here for some Sanskrit Sammelanam, His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj was predominating that. So he was actor in Marathi movies long before. He's somewhat old now. So he was telling that from our childhood only we were taught Sanskrit, so that any dialogue we speak in Marathi or any language for that matter, it will come out very nicely. So for heroes, actors and actresses also, to be able to have proper wording, proper pronunciation, they need to learn Sanskrit. If you know Sanskrit, you know everything. Means you can pronounce very nicely. Here you can see how it become different. Pradudruhu. You'll be confused. Eager to fight with the elephants who rule the directions, O primeval Lord, I went forth, pulverizing mountains with my arms, which were itching for battle. But even those great elephants fled in fear. I don't know how they fled, because they are what? They are holding, they are balancing something. Balancing something means not something. They are balancing a huge thing. But they only ran away. Krishna might have. Huh? Ah. Ah. So that something is there, na? Lokalak mountain, where they are? There only, na? So they are Diggajas, is actual Diggajas. They are guarding the direction. Diggajaha. We call people Diggaja, but many times they have not gone in many directions only. Like that Jagat Guru at Prabhupada said, but these fellows have hardly gone anywhere outside of India, and they are named as Jagat Guru by their followers. Similarly, Diggaja means very indefeatable personality, but fellow has hardly gone in any direction, maybe one or two. But these are really the Diggajas, but they also ran away in fear of, yeah. So that time Krishna must have arranged somebody to. Sankarshan is there below maybe, so he might have done something. Lord's ways are inconceivable. In the commentary, Chakravarti Pas says, Banasur said, with my arms intensely itching for battle, I became eager to fight against the elephants of the directions that hold up the bottom of the universe. O primeval one, I went out with the intention of conquering all the directions except the northeast, where you reside. See his loyalty, chastity, his greatness. Except Lord Shiva's direction, he conquered all the directions. Seeing me pounding the mountains into powder in order to relieve the itching of my arms, the elephants of the directions became afraid. So tell me, unless I fight with you, how can I relieve my itching? If it is not relieved, how can I remain peaceful? Therefore, do not find fault with me. So these fellows, they don't have that service attitude. They want dominating position. Like Eklavya also. If he was really true disciple of Dronacharya, the first instruction itself that this is not for you, forget it. He should have forgotten. But rather he learnt it hidingly. And then when Dronacharya came saying, asking for uh, Guru Dakshina, give me your right hand thumb, said, yes, why not? And then he is giving. So people see that other part and what kind of service he rendered. But the first service, what about the first service? First service first, second service second. But first service only he did not render. And second service he performed. Everybody glorifies him. So ultimately, who killed Eklavya? Krishna himself. One fine morning, Krishna got up, went in the forest where this Nishad community was, and he only killed Eklavya. Because they would, every time Kuru soldiers would go to exact taxes, these fellows hiding in the mountains and all, they would throw stones, arrows, and drive them away. Never paid the taxes. So it was enough. Krishna only killed him. So no kind of discrepancy would be acceptable by the Lord. 8th. Tachrutva Bhagavan Kruddha Ketaste Bhajate Yada Taddarpagnam Bhaven Mudha Samyugam Matsaменate. Hearing this, Lord Shiva became angry and replied, your flag will be broken, fool, when you have done battle with one who is my equal. That fight will vanquish your conceit. Conceit means pride. Purport. Lord Shiva could have immediately chastised Banasur and personally destroyed his pride. But since Banasur had been such a faithful servant of his, Shiva did not do so. So he earlier rendered service, but now he wants to engage, he wants Shiva to render service to him. This is a problem with improper Sharanagati. But Lord Shiva is still grateful. Okay, this fellow earlier served me. I will not chastise him, but I will do greater favor to him by arranging Lord to not kill him, because Lord had promised in the dynasty of Bali, I will not, or Prahlad, I will not kill anyone. So because he is one of the sons of Bali, Bana. Is he eldest? Was it mentioned? Eldest or whatever? One of the 100 sons. Oldest. Okay, oldest. So there are others also, that Sahasik, who in the next life became Dhenukasur. Because in the cave, this fellow with one of the heavenly damsels, he was having sexual act. And that's where one sage was sitting in, maybe Durvasa or somebody. And in his sexual feat, he just kicked. And then that happened to be kicking to that sage. And then he got up and said, what nonsense. In this dark cave where I'm meditating, who is the one doing all nonsense? You're kicking like a donkey. May you become donkey only. So Sahasik was so Sahasik, quite chivalrous he had to become. Dhenukasur. But then he said, please forgive me. Okay, no problem. Lord personally, means Balramji will kill you and you will get delivered. Like that. So each one of the demons has their uh, history. Krishna Samhita, I think, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions. But this is oldest, Banasur, Bana. And because of his association only, Bhauma, Krishna's son, or Lord Varadev's son from Bhumi, was a nice boy, innocent fellow. But because of associating with Banasur, he became Bhaumasur. Bhauma became Bhaumasur. Ban became Banasur. I don't know how. Anybody knows? Must be having some history. Yeah, that was in Lord Ram's time. He had objection for Narakasur, Bhaumasur, one and same. Somebody might have given credit to him also. That we don't know. So, 8th one, Chakravarti says the word Kruddha, angry, implies that at first Shiva became angry on hearing those words and thought to kill Banasur. Then Lord Shiva reflected, it would be improper to kill my servant with my own hands. But if this foolish, intoxicated person who has received my mercy thinks his mighty 1,000 arms to be a burden, then my master, who relieves the world of its burden, will indeed take away his burden. See how the devotees are focused on every word that Krishna says, isn't it? That bhar, whenever the world is overburdened with bhar, with load, burden, then I remove the burden. So this fellow used the word bhar. What was the word? Bharaya me abhavat. Param bharaya me. Param bharam. It's becoming too much of a burden. It's only a burden, heavy burden. So please relieve me of this. Hmm. He wants to play with Lord Shiva only. Considering this, Shiva spoke angrily. When your flag marked with a peacock is broken, you will fight with someone equal to Samena, me. He states this to gratify Banasur. The real meaning, however, is you will fight a person with unlimited splendor. Samena, Sa means with, and Ma means splendor. With splendor. And that fellow did not understand what it means. He thought, yeah, okay, I'll get some equal match and I'll defeat him. He doesn't understand what exactly is being told. Banasur had been such a faithful servant of his, Shiva did not do so, did not kill him. Ityuktaha kumatirhushtaha swagruham pravishan drupa pratikshan girishadesham saviryan savirya nashanam kudihi. Thus advised, unintelligent Banasur was delighted. The fool then went home, O king, to wait for that which Lord Girisha had predicted, the destruction of his prowess. Purport. Here Banasur is described as Kudhi, having bad intelligence, and Kumati, foolish, because he completely misunderstood the actual situation. This demon was so arrogant that he was convinced no one could defeat him. He was delighted to hear that someone as powerful as Lord Shiva would come to fight with him and satisfy his itching for battle. Even though Shiva had said that this person would break Bana's flag and destroy his prowess, the demon was too foolish to take this statement seriously and eagerly awaited the fight. At the present moment, materialistic people are delighted by the many unprecedented facilities for sense gratification. Although it is clear that death, both individual and collective, is quickly approaching them, modern sense gratifiers are oblivious to their inevitable destruction. As stated in Bhagavatam 2:14, Pashyanapi na pashyati. Even though their imminent destruction is apparent, they are too blind to see it, being intoxicated by sex enjoyment and family attachment. Similarly, Barnasur was intoxicated with his material prowess and could not believe that he was about to be cut down to size. That Vidrayariyate naktam vyavayena chava vayah divacharte haya rajan kutumba bharane nava. So they are intoxicated by sex enjoyment. In the night, either sleeping or sex, and daytime, either earning money or maintaining the family members. श्रुतव्यादिनी राजेन्द्र नृणाम संति सहस्रशः अपश्यताम आत्मतत्त्वं गृहेषु गृहमेदिनाम्. Pashyanapi na pashyati, where is it? I was talking about that line is there, na? Intoxicated by sex enjoyment and family attachment. हाँ. देहापत्यकलत्रादिषु आत्मसैन्येषु असस्वपि तेषां ब्रह्मत्वनिधनं पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. So they have this attachment to deha, apatya, kalatra, wife, body, children. Atma Sainyashu, they think that these are my soldiers, true soldiers, but they are fallible soldiers, not infallible. Tesham Brahmatta Nidanam, being intoxicated with all this illusion, though they see, they do not see. Pashyanapi na pashyati. In the commentary, Chakravartipad writes, Shiva addressed Bana as, "O fool, Kumatihi, your pride will be destroyed in battle." At that time, that fool fallaciously thought, "Of course, it is impossible that my pride can be destroyed in battle. But by Shiva's statement, I can deduce that someone who is most powerful is going to come and relieve my itching for battle." Thinking this, Banasur became delighted while waiting for that breaking of his flag indicated by Lord Girisha, by which his own prowess would be destroyed. Bana thought, when will my flag be broken? Thus Bana is Kudhi, having bad intelligence because he was eager without good reason. That they are intoxicated only. They cannot understand how they can meet with their destruction, defeat and all that. Anyway, any question? We'll end because next is that fight and all that thing. Another section. Yes.
He's he only has kind of disciple only, and he has served him and all that. So such kind of response, even
Such things.
does such thing happen here also, in the sense of someone, new person comes and one can guide him, but he comes with different desires. So what is our way to respond? Like Shiva only, or because Shiva seems to be so very
Generous towards him.
generous and
Because of his
so-
connection, no? He is after all Bali's son, no? He's not some outsider or something like that. It's a great lineage, all the way Prahlad, Virochan, Bali, and others are also nice devotees, other sons. 100, we don't know all of them, but some, few. So Bana is coming in good lineage. And he is devoted to Shiva. Okay, some Shiva, those Kamaisthaiste Ritagyana, Prapadyante Anya Devata. So the fact that somebody goes to somebody, means demigod apart from Krishna, it's understood he'll have some material desire. So this fellow has some material desires which are acceptable by Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva has another side of being a pure devotee. So he will award him the association of his supreme master only. Yeah, yes. Lord Shiva would only plead for him. Depends on how much he is surrendered, how much he is ready. He is that much one will take keen interest. Other somebody comes and says, "Where is washroom?" So he says, "Here is washroom." And we may say Hare Krishna. So that's what, to the degree he has accepted service. Pranipad, Pariprashna and Seva. That these are the hallmarks of how much one should offer them. Those who miss this, we can't do much except praying for them. Yeah. Even we also sometimes behave like that, no, towards some devotees. It's like working relationship and all that. Certainly, we cannot be in Krishna's position to have very high class relationship with everyone. So some will have working relation with some deeper, intimate, like that. So no problem. As long as there is no cunning, bad intention and bad behavior, then also is not a problem, because such a person also will be rectified by Lord's purifying arrangement. Ultimately, everything is happening for good only, for everyone. Yes. Which timeline? Why not? Like some sages are there, Parshuram is there in Treta Yuga also, is there in Dwapar Yuga also, like that. They live long, no? No, but these also, really, that our, this Bharat Maharaj also, if you see in 5th canto, how long he lived. It looks like, the all Chatur Yuga, everything is over. What is that mention? Bharat Maharaj? Ah, so it's like, several Chatur Yugas are getting over. So what exactly was happening? What happened to his relatives then? He remained all alone or what? After living for so long. Were they there with him? No, he's saying. I don't know. But they would also live long. Some of them. I don't know what was the parameter. Who would live very long and who would live only for that 1 lakh, 10,000, 1,000. Prahlad is there nothing there he saw in childhood and afterwards he's saying Vaman Dev. Hmm. 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 So why can't they live long? See, Krishna was here, so to say, 125 years. But if you see Vasudev, Devaki were there, even elder to him, na? They are there, na, till end. After everybody got over in Prabhas Kshetra, still here Vasudev and Devaki were there, na, in palace. Ha, he is there with Gorilla. He is there with Ram, he is there with Balram. Jamban is there. Ha, ha. Acha. And the next. Okay. Some of them would live very long. I don't know what was the parameters based on which these individuals will live long. I don't know what is that, but they were living long time. I mean, gays can be many, but authorized answer is required, na? No, that is true. That we hear, na? In Satya Yuga, they would live for 1 lakh years average lifespan. Then Treta Yuga, 10,000. Dwapar Yuga, 1,000. Kali Yuga begins with 100, keeps reducing. But then these few individuals have apparently not transgressed, but they have been excelled long living. On what factors we don't know. Miss, I don't know. Varade was long before, no? Yeah. So that also you see. Varade, when was he exactly? The Padma Kalpana. 51st year of Brahma, Swayambhu Manu. So from whom, when was Bhauma born? That Chakshush time or Swayambhu time? Anyway, so there were some personality who would live quite long. You find out who were the blessed ones and what were the reasons. Why only them? Maybe you in the course of action, you may be blessed. Okay, ठीक है, चलो. So we'll end here. Yes. Anyway, Chirani kim, not Chirani, that Tarvoho kim na jivanti, Bastra kim shoshanti, na khadanti na mehanti, kim grame pasho. What is the use of a long life like trees? Better one moment of full consciousness that we can achieve by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Long life is not so much. I heard His Holiness Gopalkrishna Goswami Maharaj did not want to cross 82 age because Prabhupada lived for 82 years. I should never kind of even touch, what to speak of crossing, becoming 83, 84. So he wanted to live before only. This was his desire. And Krishna fulfilled. He left when he was 80. चलो शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री कृष्ण भगवान की